Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm good. What a difference a day makes, as they say, right? Like market's looking a little different this morning. And yesterday provided us some interesting trading opportunities. Today, I feel like we're gearing up as earnings season is getting going. We had a couple of earnings last night that we'll talk about today. And then, of course, the big one, if you will, tonight, Tesla.
Yes, Tesla for sure. Looking forward to that one, as many of us are, to see how that bad boy's going to do today. Quick look at our gappers list as we get rocking and rolling this morning. A couple of things in the green, some stuff in the red. And looking forward to that. I like this. I love this.
Yeah, you noticed that, eh? All right, are you going live, by the way? Are you going to do that for Tesla tonight?
Yeah, we should. I know you think that is more important. I understand that. I can kind of relate, but we're going live today.
I got to keep the pearly whites in my face. So
yes, got to keep them important. On. Yeah. It is. But yeah, let's do it. And we'll see how it goes. Should be fun. I think Jared's on board, and if Brian joins, I'll try to see if I can get Mike in there. We'll make it happen. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, the gappers to the BYD leading the way here. Cannot wait to see what's going on there, and some other ones that should be a lot of fun. Google, I never see Google on the gap up list. At least I never noticed it. But look at that, they're on the gap up list today, and we'll dive into some of that. A lot of stuff in the red as well. A lot of stuff in the red. So should be an interesting day. All right, Peter, let's get to your economic calendar. What do we have going on for today?
Not much. I mean, in fact, the stuff I put on here was a little bit out of desperation because really there was nothing on the economic calendar. Crude oil inventories comes out at 10:30. I mean, this happens regularly. I just never put it on the list because normally we have equity-based economic events to worry about. If you're an oil commodity trader, then you care deeply about these crude oil inventories, but generally we don't. Same way if you're in the bond market, you really want to know what's happening with the US bonds. Now, I put this on here just thinking that at 1 o'clock when the 20-year bond auction, we did have one instance, if you guys remember, and maybe Jared can remind me when that was. It feels like it was about a year ago. Maybe it was a little more recent. I can't remember. When the bond auction did not come out as lucrative for the U.S. government as expected. In fact, they had to pay significantly more interest than anticipated to be able to sell those bonds. And that had a big effect on the markets. We saw it. And you rarely see the bond auction directly affect the equity markets like that. I thought, since we got nothing else to look at from an economic calendar, I'd throw it on here. The forecast is not really a forecast number. That's just what the bonds sold for last time the 20-year bonds went on sale. And the auction basically it's an invitation to bidders to say how low they're willing to go on interest to take the bond, right? So it's a fundraising opportunity for the federal government. It's almost like a reverse auction, in fact. But anyways, it's the bond auction. It's the way it works. So I just thought I'd throw it on there in case we see some oddities. Hey, you might as well know about it, right? If something weird happens in the market at 1 o'clock, you might be able to trace it back to this bond auction. And then we only have one Fed speaker, the vice chair. Barr is speaking at 4, but that'll be, of course, at the market close. However, that could be important, could come into play with respect to the Tesla earnings. So there you go. That's why I thought I would put those on there again. Pretty weak, economic calendar events, but now you're informed.
Yep. Now you know, my friends. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to our gappers list brought to you by tradingterminal.com, friends. You can find all kinds of amazing tools. Head over there, tradingterminal.com. gives you everything you need to get started in trading. All right, so with that, let's dive into the first one. I can't wait to get into our burger ticker, BYND. Oh baby, what's going on here? We're up 83%, 402. Yes, you heard right, 402 million shares traded. Peter, the fake burgers are in. They're hot right now.
Yeah, and look at where this thing came from. Dipping down below $1 just a couple of days ago. Now trading at $6. 666. Oh, all right. Look, so the first piece of news was they're going to be included in an index that would potentially make them a meme stock. So that got people excited. Then they've made a very smart move by following up immediately with an announcement that they've expanded their distribution to include Walmart stores. And the fact that, whenever you get added to Walmart's inventory, that's usually good for you. I feel like the Walmart crowd and the Beyond Meat crowd, not a significant overlap, but maybe, I could be wrong there. Maybe it's an opportunity for both companies. I don't know. So look, in the retail space, mentioning Walmart is like mentioning you're partnering with NVIDIA in the tech space. So, yes. Or OpenAI recently, right? So it's good news for them. You can certainly see they're benefiting. As you said, tons of volume on this thing, like just an astounding, actually, amount of volume here this morning. Now, who knows what's going to happen with this thing? Will it be tradable? Will it not? Yesterday was marginal on its tradability. Right now, it's looking pretty good. We got so much volume, so much activity. I mean, it's 100% in play. So yeah, I think it's got to go on the list. If nothing else, Carlos, I don't even know if we want to call it a popcorn stock. It's not a low float. We're familiar with this one, but it's this thing could be wild. Who knows?
It could be wild. We're very familiar with it, and I don't think it's a popcorn stock. I think it's worth watching, and we might get something out of this. We might get something out of this today. I mean, Walmart is a big deal. Again, we thought McDonald's was going to be a big deal. We thought Dunkin' Donuts was going to be a big deal for them, and none of these panned out. I mean, let me see here. If I Google this stuff, who do they partner up with? So they have, Walmart, I guess now. But they have some big ones here, here, McDonald's and Dunkin'. And what's AW Canada? Even in Canada, Peter. Looks like you're...
A&W. Yeah. You don't know A&Ws?
I do not know A&Ws. No.
A&W root beer? It's root beer. They basically went to fast food retail a while back. Best root beer you can get. Anyways, they actually... Okay. They're the only... Actually, if you're ever in Canada, anybody, and you love your fast food, go to A&W. All their burgers they got the Mama Burger and the Papa Burger and the Junior and the Granddaddy Burger. And anyways, they're all family. I thought it was U.S. owned, but the key thing is if you like root beer, you got to go and have one in their restaurant because they will actually give you a frosted mug, like a big glass mug with a handle.
Nice.
And they keep them in the freezer. And they'll serve your root beer in the frosted mug. You won't even get that at a regular restaurant, let alone fast food. So there you go. There's their little niche. So
that's awesome. Again, we'll see how it goes. The hype is happening right now, but again, I don't see a lot of people going to McDonald's, right? And this is what happens. I don't see a lot of people going to McDonald's or Dunkin' to get a fake burger. Like that's not the same crowd, right? So maybe Walmart has a better, better.
No, but in that case, they're focusing on breakfast in that case, right? So when you have your breakfast English muffin or bagel, right, then you can have the sausage, the Beyond Meat sausage patty on it. So
I think it's just not the same people. Let's ask Megan. When's the last time Megan went to a McDonald's? Ever?
Yeah.
Like it's just not the same crowd. I don't see it. But all right, let's see what happens. McDonald's, Walmart is a big deal. We'll definitely have it in play. All right, let's take a look here. Going back to our list here, BLBX. I don't think I ever recall this one, but let's take a look. BLBX, Black Box Stocks. Very interesting name. Very wild action this morning. Up as high as 1387, then back down to 9. Now hanging out at 10. Up 15% this morning. Not much volume, though, as it's making these big moves, Peter. Only 320,000 shares traded. Float on this bad boy is 2.5. I just don't like what I'm seeing here overall.
No, this is a merger announcement with a company that's real real alloy, realloys. I don't know how they basically have real, and then it makes alloys, and they've done this weird re-alloys. Anyways, whatever. They're merging. And rare earth companies. So rare earth metals, which is always good news. This would be a U.S.-Japanese partnership because of the companies. The one is. Anyways, they have signed a memorandum of understanding with the Japanese Organization for Metals and Energy Security, the JOGMEC. I love that acronym. Anyways, under the Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, known as METI. Anyways, acronyms. You can put an acronym to anything. Bottom line, it's a merger. Yeah. Let's focus on fake meat.
Yeah, we're gonna fake meat looks better than that for sure. Let's look at something else. Poet. I mean, what a great ticker. We are up today 9.4. Poet Technologies, go figure. 1.1 million shares traded this morning. The daily has seen some action as high as 950-ish or 944 or so. And today's pre-market action looks pretty good. I really like what I'm seeing here. The float on this one, not a low float. It's at 90 million shares float. So Peter, this could be a good one today.
Yeah, this is a Canadian semiconductor company that makes optical engines. I don't know what those are, but anyways, they just got a $5 million sales order for their 800G optical engines, whatever those are. This is a company with $675 million market cap, so it feels like well, maybe it's not. Their sales, though, I see listed at $500,000. So I guess if you've got a $5 million order and you only sell $500,000 a year, that's a big order. So I honestly don't know what these engines are, how big they are. So wait a second. Yeah. So a $5 million order, is that one? Or is that 1,000 of them? I really, or 100,000 of them. I have no idea. So yeah, I'm trying to read the description as I'm talking, and this doesn't really help me, but it sounds like I'm reading like the description of how they made the time travel engine for Back to the Future, because the Poet Infinity engine here includes integrated EML lasers, drivers, and MUX for transmitters, high-speed photodiodes, transimpedance amplifier, and a DMUX for receivers, as well, of course, as the hallmarks of the Poet optical interposer platform technology. It sounds cool? No idea what I just said, but all of that is included. So yeah. Anyways, they're
It's
cool.
my live reaction right now to whatever you just said. Yeah, sure.
I know. So sometimes it's just fun to read these things, especially when you say it out loud. Because it went on, right? I didn't even finish the sentence because, of course, their platform technology has an extremely small form factor, elimination of wire bonds, passive assembly of components, and monolithically integrated MUX DMUX. Again, it's cool reading this stuff, even if you have no idea what you just said. So, all right. Anyways, Poets in play. Carlos, I mean, the news is good. It's a big sale. This is a stock that doesn't get, I don't know. I don't know. The volume's good this morning, 1.2 million shares. I'm just very skeptical about it continuing after the opening bell rings. So it's a maybe, but probably not.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's good. Let's put maybe here. Let's put it right next to right below our BYND Poet. Let's see what happens. All right, let's continue, friends. So much to look at today. I mean, this list is massive. Let's continue down. VRT, we've seen plenty of times in the past. Normally does not trade very well, but today, let's see what we got going on. This is Verdict Holdings. They're up 7.3, 1.1 million shares traded. They're going here. Light volume as far as the daily goes, but again, usually it's holding companies don't trade very well. Peter, what's the latest and greatest?
Yeah, they had earnings this morning, so they beat their numbers on strong AI data center business. So that's what the market wants to hear. That's why they're gapping up this morning. As you said, we have seen this on our list several times in the past, usually around earnings. Despite the million shares traded, the price action looks very spotty to me. In the last minute, for example, we've only sold 1,200 shares. 3 minutes before that, there was only 200 shares in the entire minute. So, that type of lack of liquidity is very problematic. Plus, it's a NYSE stock. I'm not putting it on my list.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Leave it alone. We got one sneaking up here. ISRG sneaking up on the list at this moment. Ooh, what is this? Intuitive surgical what? Okay, that's just it. Intuitive surgical. I feel like something missing there. But yeah, intuitive surgical, and we are up 18%. 340,000 shares traded. I mean, the volume on this thing is extremely light at this price tag. I can't see myself trading this, regardless of the news. Right? We need more volume. A stock like this normally would not trade well with the strategy I'm looking for. So I'm going to leave this one alone, Peter. But a big pop for them. They're up 18%. Stock 460. Price tag just yesterday. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they had earnings. They beat their numbers on an increased demand for their surgical robots. That's I think that's great. As you guys know, my daughter just used surgical robots as part of her PhD dissertation. So it's a thing. It's happening. So as you said, unfortunately, there's not enough volume here, and the price is pretty high to make this an active trader. So good news, but not good trading.
Yeah, yeah, don't like it here. All right, let's do one more APLD. Then we're gonna bounce around. Do see is this Warner Brothers? There's a lot of conversations going on Warner Brothers, and then we'll look at Google. Oh man, we gotta look at Donkey Kong. How can we not? I mean, it's one of our favorite tickers to mention here. So we'll look at that. APLD. Let's start there. We are Applied Digital, by the way, up 4.2, 3.8 million shares traded. Has been this daily, you could tell, has been very active over the last couple of days. Just look at it in here. Look at the up and down. I mean, it's been rocking, no question. Since September has seen a huge increase in price here. And in the last couple of days, the volume has come in nicely, and you can see the movement here. So, Peter, today they're up 4.2, slamming over their previous day close, 3.8 million shares traded. Is this one to watch today?
It's tough to say. So, as you pointed out on the daily chart there, it had jumped up when they announced that they were further investing in the expansion of their big data centers. They're building these AI focused data centers to try and attract those that need a place to put all of their AI tech equipment. And today they announced that they've got some customers. In fact, a $5 billion 15-year lease agreement was signed at their Polaris Forge 2 in North Dakota. So that just gives them another big customer for that North Dakota campus for their AI data center suite. And I'd love for this to trade well, Carlos. Like I've watched the stock in the past, and I've usually been disappointed in the way it moves. Yesterday, looks like it just sort of followed the market. I have to admit, I wasn't really watching yesterday, so tough to tell. The volume's not bad. I mean, this on average well, I mean, 35 million shares, so it's not horrible. It looks like it could potentially be tradable. I'm not sure. It might go on a secondary unless I find something better.
Yeah, yeah. I like it on a secondary. I like the moves it's been making here on the daily. Let's just see if that's going to translate to any kind of good trading today. Got some good volume this morning as well. So secondary for APLD normally does not make the list, but today looks decent. All right, I think we can stop here. Actually, we'll look at a few more that I know Peter's going to probably call out anyways. It's going to be, let's start with Warner Brothers, WBD, and then we'll look at Google, right? WBD is the name. And again, just a lot of news around this, Peter, of them possibly being sold, right? They want to get this company sold or split or something.
So, well, the news yesterday was that there was an unsolicited offer to buy the Warner Brothers parts. So, if you remember, there were WBD because they Warner Brothers merged with Discovery Channel. They bought Discovery, incorporated it into their organization, and they just sort of went through that whole process. I mean, that was a very long, multi-year process. So, to get an unsolicited offer is, to me, not that surprising. I suppose it's going to happen if somebody sees value, and you might as well take a shot at it. What surprises me is how eagerly they said we would consider it, and maybe even consider other offers. Again, especially after just creating the merger, for someone to say, well, we want to peel off your core assets and buy that, which would again create an independent Discovery, but left over and what's left of Warner. Like, I don't quite understand how that would work, and they haven't really released a lot of details. But it's fascinating to me that the stock has been moving up now for a second day on that news. And look, this is a potential trading opportunity. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that it's going to be highly news driven, which means this thing could change direction on a dime depending on the news, right? The news could come out what the market sees as favorable, and this thing could shoot higher, or it could be that maybe the unsolicited bid gets pulled, right? And the stock could drop. So you just this is a high risk because you're news dependent and you can't
Yeah.
control if and when that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think one of the ranges that you saw was like from between 20 and 40, depending, like they don't have a buyer yet, it's depending who steps up and what they do, and if it's a cash deal. There's so much up in the air, but what we do know is that the board and the CEO of Warner Brothers, they are very, very pro selling, doing something and cashing out their ticket on this Warner Brothers things. Whatever that looks in a after the deal is done, we'll see. But they're very, very willing to get this thing off their table and get paid out. So I don't think it's tradable. Be very, very careful. Something comes out, like Peter said, something comes out in this, you could find yourself in a real crappy situation. So be mindful of that. All right, let's take a look at Google, which we normally don't get to see a lot on the gappers list. They do gap up here and there, but they usually have very light volume in the pre-market hours, and they don't make our list often. And if they do, sometimes the list is so massive that they're not here by themselves. They're here with the Nvidias, with the Apples, and all the significant Max 7s of the world. But today, it's just them. Just Google
Yeah.
on the gap up list this morning. Up 2.2, 470,000 shares traded. Daily looks awesome. Looks like they had their all-time highs just on, this would have been Monday, and maybe looking to retest that after a very wild day yesterday, Peter. Look at this. All the way down to
Yeah.
243, back up, and
Well,
gapping up this morning.
and to understand what's happening today, you need to understand yesterday. It's not exactly a dead cat bounce, but it's that type of environment. So if you look at a 5 minute yesterday, you can absolutely see something happened. And the something, there you go. There's the news. You can pinpoint exactly when it happens, right? It doesn't take too much insight to know when the thing happened. And the thing was OpenAI announcing that they are looking to release a browser that would challenge Google Chrome. So OpenAI has got all sorts of attention, which is fascinating that they would announce that after, they're taking money from everybody to compete in the marketplace, and then to say that they're going to go take on Google is a little bold. OpenAI, I mean, hey, look, I guess you got to be bold to be successful in this market, but that was definitely, sell the rumor. Is Alphabet really scared? Probably not. I don't think it's a big concern. In fact, it seems to me if they say they're going to take on Google Chrome is nowadays the most dominant browser. If you remember, it used to be the Internet Explorer, Microsoft, that had a dominant share of the market, and before that, it was something different. So absolutely, leadership can change, but I would think it's the secondary, sort of the less popular browsers, the Firefoxes, the Internet Explorer, some of the other ones that would be more worried if OpenAI launches a browser rather than Chrome. You still use Netscape Navigator? There you go. Yeah, Netscape was one before that. So, anyways, it's you can see Google stock basically is just moving back right to where it started from. So, I don't think that it doesn't look like Google's that scared. Investors, in fact, overnight more or less said, "Hey, look, we see opportunity to a buying opportunity with the stock on a discount," and they actually brought it up higher than yesterday's price. It's settled down a little bit now, but still in the green. So yeah,
Yeah.
so oh
I mean, the margins are not even close, Peter. If this stat
yeah,
counter global is correct, you're looking at almost 70% of people use Chrome. I
yeah,
mean, that is,
yeah.
there's not even a close second,
So
you
you,
know?
Yeah, see, and usually what happens, like I said, it's all those players that are down they all look like they're at zero because they're down
Yeah.
in single digit percentages of the market. Those are the ones that usually get taken out first, right? If really you've got a big competitor. Yeah, sure, it'll lead into the market share, but if Chrome, for example, dropped from where it is to even half that, there's still a dominant position. Now, that would take, think of that would take a hell of a lot of investment and marketing for OpenAI to get their browser, and they'd have to offer something different. I just know personally, am I going to move to an OpenAI browser? Not unless I
Yeah.
know,
No.
it's got to have something real special to convince me to move. So
Yeah. Yeah. You might move some of these people down here, but I highly doubt you're going to move from Chrome. And then you got your Apple here. These are your faithful Apple users, right? Are
yeah,
in there. So
Safari. Yeah,
Safari, but
yeah.
yeah, Samsung Internet. I never heard of that one. I heard of all of these. So I heard of Safari, of course. Edge, of course, comes with every PC. Firefox I'm using right now because it connects well with the streaming for our chat. But Samsung Internet, what the heck is that? I've
Well,
never
I
heard
mean,
of
I
that
assume
one.
that's just packaged in their phones, and it's a legacy that they've just kept. I mean, Samsung's got a big, they've got a reasonable percentage of the global phone market. So, if they
Mm-hmm.
just make it easy when you have one of their phones to use their internet, that's probably why it's got that percentage. I doubt it's used outside of the phone form platform, would be my guess, but I don't know for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. All right, so there you have it, friends. Um, how about it on our list, Peter? Is it going to be on your list today, Google?
No. You know what? Not on my primary. I never put Google on my primary. It normally doesn't move enough. I think the fun is over. OpenAI had their announcement. They had their little moment in the sun, and
Yeah,
Google's, to me, Google's sort of saying like, get out of here, right? And they're
yeah.
back to business as usual. So I'm thinking it'll be boring, but I could be wrong. Again, maybe there's more to come. But
Yeah, this is nothing for Google. What OpenAI should be doing is partnering up with Google. That's the smart move. Don't
mm,
don't try to go against them. Partner with them, and make some money like
well,
you partner with everybody else. But yeah, that's not a good
hey,
move.
as they say, right? If you decide to take a shot at the king, you'd better hit.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you better hit. Um, all right, so we looked at Google. Last one here, Donkey Kong, DKNG, which is actually not Donkey Kong. It is DraftKings. So they're up here this morning, 3.2. Actually, they're not really in play. It looks like last night they got something going, but they're right back down a little bit here, only up 3.2. Very light volume. Peter, anything worth talking about when it comes to DraftKings today?
there's always like little news as they're little betting news as they're introducing new features and functions. I mean, last night it feels like they launched something they're calling apparently these prediction markets have been affecting their profitability. That's been problematic. The bounce up though. Um, I don't know. So the company decided they're just getting into these prediction markets and adding it. I don't quite know what that is, but I'm not a heavy bettor. I look at these things and I gotta give credit to all these online betting stocks that convince people to drop their money on things, especially this whole parlay system they've got where you can basically make up your own bet. Brilliant, right? Because you think you're the smartest person. You know what I'm going to bet on? I've got a lock on, these stats, and you're going to bet. And what they'd make you do is put a couple of these things in combination, and I think people just don't typically do math, right? If this thing has a 50% chance and this thing has a 50% chance, do I add them together and I've got a 100% chance of winning? They sort of don't do the math that the reality of both things happen, depending on the how it all, like it could drop to like 2%. Sure, they'll take your money. Like the chances are basically they're going to take your money.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm not an online bettor, so I don't get it. I mean, and look, if you don't want to, if you think I'm just a jaded guy, just look at any one of the betting companies. How much are they spending on ads? How, like, how are they affording to do all this? It's your money. That's what they're using to do it with. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I love, I don't know how Interactive Brokers, speaking of gambling, it's just, I don't know how and why they got into this, right? So if you have an Interactive Brokers account, you definitely know about this because they will, the minute you log into your account, you see it. This betting thing, right? Like governor race in New
yeah,
Jersey, who you think is going to win? Right? Like you can actually bet like $1 or some
exactly.
amount. And how did they get away with this? Look at this. And here, U.S. corporate tax, like everything you could possibly think of is on here. Federal legalization decision, robo taxis, yes or no. I mean, it's just I
I
don't
mean,
understand.
even to the right of that, Carlos, you can see people are betting on economic events and
Yeah,
crypto prices, and so you're not actually buying the crypto; you're just betting on whether the price is going to go up. Like it, as you
yeah,
said, there's money in it because people love to do it. Again, if you're putting a couple of bucks for fun, sure. If you think I'm going to get rich this way, I'll tell you, you're kidding yourself.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. You're in
anyways,
trouble.
but you know
Yeah.
what? Hey, this look. I mean, I guess I'm not saying anything new, right? Casinos thrive, lotteries thrive. Like,
Mm.
people love to bet on things. Even it doesn't
we
matter.
we
You
love
can
to
tell
put money.
people. I know we can tell people the odds till we die, and know that just people just won't listen. They're still going to bet on things.
Yeah,
It's
I agree. Look at this shutdown. This is a good one. By November 1st, people say yes. Yes to what? Yes, it's shut down or no, it's not. I don't get the
isn't that
question.
isn't that a winning bet? Didn't
But
yeah.
yeah, I say no. I don't think this guy's gonna figure it out. I mean, they're this is going for a bit here. All right. There it is. That is our gap up, friends. A couple of things on there. Not a whole lot to really come off the list. I've got BYND, I got Google, I got Poet, and APLD. Peter, is there anything you like here this morning or other tickers that might be gapping up? Not on the list today.
I was focused on stuff that was gapping down this morning, to be honest, because that's where my earnings were. The only one I've got on the gap up to mention is Tesla. Like I mentioned earlier, Tesla earnings happening after the close today. So, get ready for that. That could be interesting. It usually means a stock that has earnings after the close, their price is usually fairly muted going into that, right? Because people have already staked their positions. They're pretty balanced often in the options. There's not a lot of money looking to move this thing around. Now, that's usually sorry about that. I just whistled. That's usually it's Tesla. Tesla is known to do unusual things. There's an expectation they might actually have a good quarter. They've been hinting at the fact that they've had good sales, especially in the North American market or in the US market, as people have been trying to get in their purchase if they were thinking of it before all of the government subsidies ran out. I don't know how well that's going to support their overall global portfolio of sales. They may be just throwing that out to keep the stock price high so that if it drops, it doesn't drop that much. Look, I have no idea. I don't think global sales have started to go up significantly. However, remember, we're working off of a lowered forecast. So all that matters is delivery versus expectation. Even if they have a worse quarter this quarter than the same year last quarter, or sorry, the same quarter last year is what I'm trying to say. If it's higher than the forecast, then it could be seen as a good thing. So, like
Yeah.
Tesla has got so many fans, anything can happen. So I'm definitely watching that, Carlos. It's gapping up this morning, barely. By like it's you can see it this morning. It's just hanging above the close price from yesterday, but it's in a good range where I think it's probably worth watching. So.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it as well. I think it'll be a good one to keep an eye on. So I'll put Tesla on here also on my primary list. All right, let's see what's gapping down. I mean, a bunch of stuff on here. We'll start with the first. I'm sorry, what?
Beyond
Oh,
Meat is just crazy.
yeah,
446 million shares traded. Like it's
yeah,
just
up 92%. I mean,
I have rarely seen, this is half a billion shares and the market hasn't even
yeah,
opened yet. That's
yep.
very unusual.
I was ready to, I actually pulled up my account. I was looking to see if can I trade pre-market, but one of the rules is you cannot trade pre-market on the funded account. So I was gonna get ready to trade it there, but I cannot do that pre-market. So I have to wait for the market open. So we grow our funded account here. I want one of these checks, Peter. I want this right here. This will be my face next, right there, right there, getting this big check. All right, so I just want to win. All right, let's see, friends. So yeah, BYND, other one on here. Let's see what's capping down this morning. Let's look at the top three. Then I want to focus on Netflix because time is running a little bit here. And then anything you like, Peter. So we'll just look at the top three, see if there's anything exciting, and then we'll hop around. ARCT. Wow, someone's getting fired here. This is down 54%, 2.2 million shares trade. What's the name of this company? I mean, I don't have it handy.
Arcturus Therapeutics.
What?
Yeah, so they announced
on?
phase 2 trial results for their for a drug that they've got. Anyways, that's a inhaled mRNA therapy for cystic fibrosis. The company reported good results. The market is not buying it, and you can see significantly somebody that I guess knows better called a little BS on that announcement, and yeah, the stock has dropped significantly. Again, these are one of those ones. Imagine having that in your portfolio, waking up this morning and find it's worth less than half of what it was yesterday. So yeah, not so good.
And not so good. And here's a live feed of the place right now. The employees at the conference table this morning as they're having their breakfast, and it's just not looking all that good. All right. Let's take a look, friends. What else we have here? So heading back to their gappers list, NER. Didn't we look at this yesterday? NERV. Wasn't this one that was like flying off the shelves? Yeah, down 17% today. 700,000 shares traded. Looks like the fun is over. Typically, these type of second days are just not tradable.
Yeah, it did make a little pop at the open. I never actually saw it halt, so it might have, but I wasn't paying close enough attention, maybe. But yeah, most of the day was really sort of a sell-off, or at least the afternoon was. So yeah, the fun's over.
Yeah, I think somehow, some way, they managed not to halt. I mean, at least I can't see it in the 5 minute here. But it managed to stay open the entire day, which is pretty strange, especially after this move here, 7 to 11. I guess in the stretch that it didn't trigger some of the breakers there. All right, let's look at one more, and then we're gonna hop around because I do want to get to some of the other stories we have here, like our Netflix. BTQ this morning down 10%, as you can see here. So big drop for them. This morning, 871,000 shares traded. Again, not typically something I look at on SSR as we are dropping below some of the numbers here. And then as far as inventory for sure, only 65,000 shares trade, so not that much for you to short here.
Yeah, BTQ's got some amazing news because they announced that they were able to demonstrate a quantum safe Bitcoin that replaces vulnerable ECDSA signatures with NIST approved MLDSA, completing a full flow of wallet creation, transaction signing, and verification. Can you tell the whole skepticism? I mean, anyways, whatever. It's Bitcoin news. Look, Bitcoin news, sometimes that would play well. Right now is not the time for your crypto news. Crypto stocks or crypto prices not doing all that well. Bitcoin's sitting at around 108,000 this morning. Overnight, it had gotten as high as about 113. Remember, this is still a big sell-off from the 120 to 125,000 that it had been trading at just 2 weeks ago. So crypto price is a little depressed. So people are not as excited then. If this was at an all-time high, then people get excited about improvement in the technology that'll secure your crypto offerings. Not so much when the market's moving downwards.
Yeah, not a good time. All right, let's leave that there. Peter, let's hop over to some of the bigger stories we have today. Let's go to Netflix. Obviously, earnings last night, not feeling so hot this morning.
Yeah, Netflix, they missed their numbers largely because they blamed it on Brazil. Blame Brazil. There was a Brazilian tax bill of about $619 million, which was unexpected in the quarter. It's unclear whether that's a dispute and that's reclaimable money. However, it caused them to miss their numbers, and Netflix is dropping as a result. We watched this after the close in the chat room yesterday, and we did have a couple of traders that actually took a bet on the drop, and I mean, a good bet it ended up being is it dropped about $100 right off the open. You could see it closed about 12.40, went all the way down, not quite to 11.40, but I mean about 85, $90 if you got the full move. So yeah, a decent drop there very suddenly on Netflix. So, and that's the thing about trading earnings, right? If you guess the right direction, you feel like a god. If you guess wrong, it's a rough night. So yeah, if so good on those that got it right. But again, it is a guess. It's a flip of a coin, and I wasn't playing it. But anyways, Netflix probably not in play today. I think again they had their earnings. I don't typically like the volume on Netflix, and as you can see, it's a higher price stock, which makes it less liquid and just less volume.
Yeah. As far as trading, I am going to put it on the list. I'm not a big Netflix day trading fan here, but it belongs on the main list today. I mean, it clearly is in play. We'll see what happens. But typically, the lack of volume can be really tough to trade, especially at the price that the managing of the buying power on this thing could be a little bit tricky as well. You don't need to take a whole lot of shares. You can get $10 very easily, but it's just, can you identify a good strategy for Netflix? So we'll see. All right, Peter, let's stop here. Let's go to you. What do you like of the gap down list? I know you had some other ones as well you were looking at.
Yeah, well, look, first I'll mention AT&T. They had earnings this morning, missed their numbers. They only delivered 30.7 billion in revenue versus an expected 30.96 billion, and their earnings per share were off by a penny at 54 versus 55 cents. That being said, their new subscribers were up higher than expected at 405,000. They're only expected to get about 300,000 new subscribers. So that's good news. I always find the new subscriber number interesting when you're talking about US telcos, because they're all just stealing volume back and forth from each other, right? I don't think there's a lot of new phones being issued. The US population is not growing fast enough to warrant 400,000 a month new subscribers, I don't believe. But anyways, it is what it is. AT&T can actually trade. I don't mind trading it on occasion. It can be somewhat decent, but it's probably not going to be as fun as Beyond Meat or some of these other things we're looking at. So there it is. If you're interested, I might put it on a secondary. We might keep an eye on this just to see what it does, if anything. It is a NYSE stock. Keep that in mind. And the other one I can't believe you didn't mention, Carlos, that had earnings after the close yesterday was Mattel. MAT is their ticker. Mattel, now they missed their numbers in the quarter. However, this doesn't typically trade good volume after hours, so it's not a big volume thing. However, the big news, Carlos, that we've talked about several times is it's all about the K-pop Demon Hunters. And Mattel says that despite the down quarter, they're holding to their full year guidance because they've now got a deal with Netflix and Hasbro to license K-pop Demon Hunter merchandise, games, toys, etc. So Mattel believes that they're going to be able to capitalize that through the holiday season, and again hold or exceed their numbers for the full year. So there you go. The Demon Hunters strike again.
It's the thing, golden. Man. It is golden. And look, golden is back up to number 3.
Dad pun fully intended.
Yeah.
So there you go. So Mattel's gapping down this morning.
Making its way up. Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Love it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got. Gapping down. There's a lot of stuff. Most of the Magnificent Seven are gapping down. Oh, look, Tesla's red now, so it's also now a gap down. But as I said, it's just hovering around there. Pick what you want. It's one of those days where I don't know where we're gonna go. We're sitting right at all-time high levels. The SPY Daily tells me sort of that this could be a breakout day, or a breakdown day. But I said that yesterday, and we really didn't go anywhere. So
Mm.
you just, it's both the Qs and the SPY. If you look at yesterday, the movement overall on the market was pretty light. It didn't end up being as good of a movement day as expected. That being said, as I said, some things moved really well. So if you got into the right thing at the right time, there definitely was opportunity. I'm just hoping for the same today.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, friends, let's stop here. We're going to take just a few tickets from chat. We don't have a whole lot of time, so we'll just do about 2 or 3, and then we'll get over to our community events and announcement. Again, my list, there's a lot, man. There's a lot here, but there's not much I'm watching. BYND, Tesla, Netflix. I might add an NVIDIA or something like that, like a PLTR, but for the most part, there's not a lot that I love coming off this list this morning. So we'll see how the market treats us and what is in play when we get to the bell here. Let's look at Oklo. How is Oklo doing today? Oklo is not an easy ticker to trade. I mean, it is really not. I like the drop here on the daily, though, the last couple of days. This is nice. We're down 4.8, 973,000 shares traded. We do have shares for short with Interactive Brokers, 650,000. Wow, the drop is real on Oklo. They're feeling some pressure here. I have not looked at the charts in some time, but oh man,
it was a good short trade yesterday. A little tough at the open, but throughout the entire afternoon, just a constant sell-off. So I know that Brian had mentioned this well, as we were trading the open. I took a glance at it, but it wasn't doing much at that time. But he was absolutely right about the overall direction for the day. And as you can see, it ended up down about $12, I think, yesterday. So and continuing to move lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna add it to the list. I had one trade on this, which was a lot of fun, and it actually worked out. But it's not an easy stock to hold. It really is not. So let's see. I like the drop we're getting here this morning. We'll put it on the list. Let's look at one more here. What do we have? NRIX. Neurox Therapeutics. I don't like the volume, man. Only 130,000 shares traded. So pretty light volume here. Just be careful. You need more volume than this. Hopefully comes in at the market open, but I doubt it. I don't see a whole lot happening. Again, they're up 17%. So maybe something good definitely happening there, but just be careful. If the volume does not come in, it can be very difficult to trade this thing with a spread of even 30 cents now. So just be mindful of that. If volume comes in, King Nugget, it's a great name. Let us know. Throw it back at us. I usually won't look at people spam in the chat, but I will look at yours, M.E. All right, let's see here. 1-800-Flowers. They got a ticker? How they got a ticker? Why? I feel like this should be part of a bigger company. FLWS, 1-800-Flowers. Okay.
Have you bought flowers recently? It's
not from 1-800-Flowers. They're horrible.
No, neither have I. You know why? Because it's very expensive too.
And they're so. Listen, be expensive, but if you deliver great fresh flowers, my wife is happy. I'm happy. Good. But the few times I used them, the flowers is like, who picked these things? Like, this is not worth the $55-$60 I paid. So I just pick them up myself. This
$60. Wow, you're getting a deal. Crazy. I just sent flowers to my daughter. It's funny. I was just trying to send flowers to my daughter when she finished her PhD, right, as a congrats. And all the florist shops were it was like $100. Now that's Canadian, so I guess that's about 70 US or something like that, 75 US. But but that was the cheapest I could get. It was actually cheaper to go to. So here's a pro tip, guys, completely unstock related. But I went to Edible. What is it called?
Edible Arrangements.
Edible Arrangements, and I got flowers, chocolate, and a little foil balloon that said "Congrats" for cheaper than the flowers from any of the online flower shops. So there you go.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go. It's crazy. Trader Joe's, yes, Trader Joe's actually has some really fresh flowers at a really good price. I had gotten flowers from there before. And yeah, Peter, the $60 was probably at least, I haven't ordered from these guys maybe 3-4 years ago. It's been a while. So I'm sure it's probably more now. Everything is a lot more expensive. Yeah, but Trader Joe's gets down. They get down with the flowers. They got a really good stuff going on there. All right, friends. All right, we're all set. Let's head over to
your random shopping tip for the day. So
absolutely, Trader Joe's. All right, let's head over to bearwithtraders.com where you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. You go over there, you click on webinars. It takes you to our schedule of events and webinars, and today is Wednesday, right here. There we go.
We had some comments earlier because we mentioned K-pop Demon Hunters, and it reminded me, Carlos, just random thought here. I just, can you imagine being the singers behind this whole thing? Like you were just doing a song for an animated movie that you thought would go nowhere, and then, like for instance, they sung the song Golden live on Jimmy Fallon.
Saturday
They
Night
sung at
Live.
the MTV Video Music Awards. Can you like it must be frustrating for them as singers to say we're so close to being famous because they're not exactly famous. The thing they did is famous, but they're
Right.
not.
Yeah.
So, we're so close, but
They
nobody's going to
better come
remember who they
out.
are.
They better come out with an album. Come out with an album quick and let's see if you stick. I
Yeah,
doubt it, but why not?
we got to capitalize.
Ride the wave.
Anyways, all right, guys. Well, let's focus on famous people in our community, and those are the ones who present and give us the knowledge that we need to trade effectively. And tonight we're going to talk about psychology, as we always do on Wisdom Wednesdays. So hopefully you'll join us for the sessions that we've got starting at noon with Dr. Vanessa Charlemagne. I always look forward to her wisdom when she drops the knowledge bombs on us starting at noon today in the webinar room. Of course, I think she's going to be with Thor as usual on the YouTube channel, so stay tuned right here at 11. She'll be there, and then she'll continue on into the webinar room for our elite members. And then tonight we've got our focused session with one of our regular speakers. Randy Howell is going to be with us, and he's going to be talking at 8 o'clock on how you can master a trader's greatest problem. So always these Wisdom Wednesdays are good to, if nothing else, to remind you of the psychology elements you need to focus on, right? This is so much more than the technicals. It's about mastering your own mind. So if you can do that, you will be successful over the long term. So noon and 8 o'clock today are two sessions. As always, I remind you, if you want to join at bearabletraders.com, then just go right there. You can scroll down and find the different membership options, take advantage of those. And if you want data on the markets, use what we use. Trading Terminal. It's where we go to get all our data. All the information I'm giving you in the news is coming from Trading Terminal, including the scanners, the gappers, the Atlas tool, and of course the funded account where you can trade and get paid for doing so. So check it out. It's all included in the price if you go with a premium account at Trading Terminal. All right. Let's set some levels, Carlos. We'll get ready for this day. I think Andrew's going to be back with us. I think. We did hear from him yesterday. We hadn't heard from him yesterday morning. He apparently went to a concert in Seattle, but apparently he did decide to stay over. I think Mike was saying that he had heard from him, and he is alive, presumably well, and will be here this morning, I think. But that being said, I don't see him logged into the chat room yet. So if not, Brian's always here to trade live with us and give us some good trade opportunities.
I don't know if we worry more about Andrew when he goes climbing or when he goes clubbing. I don't know which one it could be more dangerous.
Yeah. It's sort of like it's a very parental situation for me, right? I just get nervous for him. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is be here if they call. So
that's it. Pick up the phone.
That's all I get. Yeah.
To bail him out, pick him up, or whatever he needs. All right. Friends, let's get to it. Let's get some levels in place. I did add Apple to my secondary list. It has been trading well, but right now it's not doing a whole lot. So on the secondary list for now. BYND, more of a popcorn stock, but yeah.
Oh, keep going. Sorry. I just realized I forgot to wish everybody a happy Wombat Day. So especially to our Australian friends. It's International Wombat Day.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You don't know what a wombat is? Oh, maybe not. No. Well, they're here. Let me. I'll put this in the chat room so you can see. It's there you go. I'll share on the screen. I'm showing. There you go. Craggy Rider's got a picture. A wombat. Wombats are they're like the tanks of the critter world, man. If you drive in Australia, you got to be really worried about hitting a wombat because it will flip your car. Like it doesn't look like much, but the damn thing is it's like hitting a rock in the middle of the road. It will flip your car over. So if you hit, but anyways, it's International Wombat Day. So
okay, I can't tell how big it is because it looks like the size of a squirrel from me, but without seeing it next to something.
Way. Yeah, they can be bigger than pictured here. They're not huge, but again, they're just solid. So
stocky. All right. Awesome stuff. I can see how big that is there. All right, there it is. Happy Wombat Day to our Australian friends.
Celebrate in your own manner.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. All right, friends. BYND, Beyond the Meat here. Let's look at high of the pre-market right now. 886 will slam a level there towards the bottom, a level over at 426, and then you cover the entire range. You go to the left here, see what kind of levels we have. Now we know this ticker has been way higher because we traded it when it was around 80, 50, even $100. 754 is here. We also have another area on 819. Towards the top here, we do have above the pre-market at 916, and then all the way up here at 1024. We'll see if we can get there. There's some big areas of consolidation. I'm going to try to mark those down. 630 where the price is slightly above it right now, and then a little lower than that, another great area of support and resistance around 584. So I'm going to put on there again. Too many levels to put here. Again, it's more of a entertainment stock today, but let's see how it plays out. Let's see what it does here. All right, next on the list is going to be our good buddy Tesla with earnings coming up today. This will be front and center for us this morning. High of the pre-market 445. We'll put a level there, and then towards the bottom 441. And once you do that, I think you're pretty much set. You got the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days all around here, especially towards the top. Towards the bottom, we're going to need a little bit more levels. If I could bring you here to the daily, it's going to be 435.77, and then right over here, 430, 429.28, right around that area. You can see how much support and resistance you have. I got asked the question, how can you learn more about how to place levels, how to look for levels, and how to set up in the morning? Bearwood Traders has all that information. So a couple of people were asking me in chat. So if you go to Bearwood Traders intro videos, we break it down on how we set up in the morning. And also you can sign up for like $19, right? Less than 2 cups of Starbucks coffee. So $19 gets you in for a whole week. And you can check out everything that's going on there. So definitely check that out. All right, next is Netflix, which again, I don't have a lot of high hopes as far as day trading it, but it is in play today. 1164 is the high. The low is down at 1142. Outside of that, towards the top, great level here, very clear, 1178. Let's get something towards the bottom here in case we do drop lower. I don't see anything great. Oh, here it is. Towards the bottom, we got an area around 1033. So again, not really have a lot of high hopes for the way this one's going to trade, but we'll have it on deck. We'll be ready with some levels in case it is in play. Oklo, on the other hand, I do like the way this one looks. I know it's a stock. We got to be careful the way we manage our shares. But here, low of the pre-market, 131.83, and then below that we do have another level at 124.28, and then right down here, because this thing can move, guys, $5-10 very easily. 116.26. Another great level off the daily. Towards the top, the highs and lows are doing a great job up here. I think this is maybe one level that they might have missed on our automatic levels, is that 144.35. We'll slam one there, and we are good to go. So once we do that, we are all set, guys. Peter, what is our team watching this morning?
All right, we'll go through quickly since we're within a couple of minutes of the open here. I've got Beyond the Meat, AT&T, and APLD on my list in addition to the usual. Eamon's looking at Microsoft for a potential long. Brian, who as mentioned will be trading live, is watching Tesla, NVIDIA, QBTS. He was actually looking at this yesterday towards the close, so it makes sense it's on his list, and PLTR. Megan's just got Oklo and Google. Phil's got Google, NVIDIA, AMD, gold, and Tesla. We didn't even talk about the precious metals, but yeah, gold and silver have been moving down a little bit again this morning. And let's see, Jared, what is Jared? Quantum rebounds. He's watching Beyond. He's been trading it, I think, in the pre-market here, Tesla and gold. So we got some other traders out there watching a few things like Thor, who's got Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Tesla, for example, on his list. Whatever you're watching, guys, trade smart. We got a minute and a half to the open. Let's get everything ready. Carlos is on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just looking at POTR. We got some action here pointed out by Mohammed, so take a look at that. It's pushing through the previous day close and trying to do something. Let's see if it means anything. Good morning, Brian. We'll leave you to it, and we'll see you guys
1 minute to the open. Oh, man.
Yep.
I got to run. Be right back.
All right. We'll hop off from the chat, and we'll be ready to go. Yeah, what's up with POTR? I'm going to add POTR to the list. Thank you, Mohammed, for bringing that up. It's trying to do something here in the daily. Could look very interesting too. All right. Couple of seconds here. I'm gonna get set up with our 1 minute. Joe, welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Glad to have you. Thank you for joining. And let's see if we could. I want to try to do something today. How many viewers we have? We have 1,145 viewers. Well, only can we get half of those likes? That'd be awesome. If we could do half, that'd be great. So right now we're sitting at a whopping 203. If we can get 600, half of the people, that'd be awesome. Let's try to go for that. Could be a good goal. Half of the people joining on the likes would be awesome. All right, here's the bell, friends. Patience. Wait for the setup. Don't rush. And here's my 1 minute. Let's see where the action is today. All right, very good, very good. PLTR, BYND, BYND. I have my other stuff here as well. I'm looking at Amazon, doing some stuff. Oklo. What is Oklo up to right now? It's so wild, man. So wild on Oklo. All right, the only trade I take now is if I find a 1 minute engulfing pattern, I will take a 1 minute engulfing pattern. Other than that, I will wait 3 minutes for the market to kind of settle down a little bit, look for 5 minute ORB, and then after that, we're looking for a VWAP breakout. So let's see where the action takes us today. Oh, look at Tesla. You know, Tesla let me down yesterday on the 1 minute ORB. Setting up again. Let's see.
That's my opportunity.
Tesla, baby. Let's go. I'm not in it yet. Not in yet. Just looking. Looking. Apple engulfing. Oh, well, I see what you're saying. Engulf with the pre-market 1 minute. Yeah, that's interesting, actually. Especially on the 5 minute. Look at the way it looks there. Very interesting. On Apple. Oklo. It's just messy. Hey, hi, do. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Glad to have you. Oh, I'm glad I didn't take Tesla. Short here. It's actually looking pretty long. That's a good 1 minute ORB too. This buying pressure coming in there. That is nice. I missed it though. Not gonna follow that. BYND. 1 minute ORB breakdown. I'm gonna go short BYND. Short BYND. 1 minute ORB
Really?
breakdown. Yeah. This is garbage. Let's see. This looks good. This looks like a really good setup here. Tried to engulf, failed. Let's see if we can get a drop here in BYND. So let's see, 584. What is this? This is a daily level I have here. See if we could lose 584. I see a lot of bids down there at 580. See if we can go pick these guys up. And see here.
Oops.
Okay, here we go. I want to be patient with this drop. What's going on? What's happening here? BYND. BYND. Okay. Oh man, that was bad. I messed this up. Okay, hold on. Damn. All right, BYND. Let's get the drop here.
I drop on Nvidia here this morning. AMD still just hanging around VWAP.
All right, here we go, friends. BYND doing this thing. Okay. Oh, it's gonna get halted. I gotta parcel in. Gotta parcel in before the halt. Very good. It's halted. All right.
Oh,
Got a partial
Carlos,
in
and
right
a
on
halt to
time,
the
man.
downside.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so glad I got that partial, and I did not want to get halt without a partial at this area, so that's good. I am also, I know I let's see here. Did I get? I'm sorry if I distracted here. I was not able to partial. Oh, the funded account does not let you partial when it's halted. Look at that. It does not let you do that. Let me try again. Hold on.
No, you shouldn't be able to partial when it's halted.
Uh, let's try to do 10%. I don't think it'll let you though. No price market. Oh, very good, developers. Good job. Good job. So I am also short on this thing on BYND. And it is, Mike. That's pretty. I thought I was gonna get away with that, but no, that's pretty good. It rejected my partial on the funded account on BYND. Um, so very, very good. And here, the unrealized P&L is funny because it's halted. The unrealized P&L looks negative, but it shouldn't be once it gets. So if you run into this, nothing's wrong. It's just you gotta wait for the halts to go away, right? So I butchered this trade, by the way, as we wait for this halt to open up here. I went long by mistake, quickly got out because I wanted to go short, and now I'm stuck in a halt. So don't worry about the P&L showing like this. It's just doing that now because the halts is just messy, right? So once it opens up, it'll reset
That
to what
must
it should
be,
be.
is that the full value of your position or something? Is that why it's
I
doing
think so. Yeah, I
that?
definitely took too big of a size in this thing because I just hit buy max and didn't realize how many shares I bought. 8,500 shares. I would never buy that on a $5
Yeah.
ticker. No, 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 no. I've been there.
Yeah.
It's a heart attack on a plate, man. Every tick is like a heart attack. No way,
Yeah. No
man.
kidding. I could only imagine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I haven't tried to buy a max, but
Yeah, I've been maxed and
all
it's
right. So we got
like
another two
it's like
minutes, and then this thing should
yep.
reopen. What do we got here? AMD is very choppy here this morning.
Oh,
I tried to short an AT&T. I got a partial and a stop out, so nothing major going on there.
okay.
Um, I don't want to take a risk. I've seen too many of these NYSE stocks just pop up, so I thought I'd try a little bit. But I regret having not taken AMD. There was a little bit of a short opportunity as everything else was falling, and it did end up spiking down. I could have got like a buck 50 move on that, but I
This is
still
pretty
think
nice.
AMD is looking a little short here, but it's I don't, this is not my type of trade, and AMD has I'm a little shy after yesterday because I was watching this thing whipsaw back and forth and back and forth, right? So I know it can do it. So
Yeah. Yeah, Nitro Cooler. I do. BYD is a little bit difficult on Atlas, but yeah, I do see that as well. But it's not the best ticker. But today
so
they got tons of
so
volume.
TBR is asking why the halt on BYD. It's just a typical volatility halt. What that means is if you get a certain amount of movement over over within 5 minutes, it'll automatically halt. And it's a 5 minute halt. So it's going to reopen here in about 20 seconds. First volatility halt is almost always exactly 5 minutes. They could choose to hold it longer, but unlikely they will. So Carlos probably
Yeah, I'm
should have
ready.
his finger on the trigger.
Oh
About
yeah,
to
I do.
reopen here in 3 seconds. Two, one. All right, should reopen right now. There you go. It's open again, and it did open slightly lower.
I'm gonna take another parcel just in case we get a pop. So okay, got filled there. Good. Yes, I was
There you
afraid
go.
that
It's
it'll
good fill.
pop up here. Uh,
Yeah.
let's see. There's
But
some more weakness.
if you can hold through this pop, it might actually sell off again. You never know on stocks
Yeah,
that are moving like this. Like we said, Beyond is not technically a low float, but it's definitely going to be trading like it. It certainly is trading like it today
yeah.
with all the movement. You got to remember, this stock was under $1 just a week ago, so it's it's in that crazy range.
All right, here it is. Important candle. It's a sell-off coming. Uh, there it is. Weakness coming in now. All right, so what's going on, BYND?
See, this would be like imagine buying this. You said, what the hell? Let me buy some shares when it's at 50 cents. And you could have bought it at 50 cents on the 16th. So literally
Yeah.
like just less than a week ago, last Thursday. And then this morning you wake up and you got 10 times your money.
It's wild, man. It is wild. Um, all right, it's coming up to my break even. I don't try. It's so many bids though, man. This
Yeah.
should
There's
head
a
lower,
lot. I'm
but
I'm looking at the level 2 doesn't tell you much. Like sometimes it's good
yeah,
to have, sometimes it just doesn't tell you much. When there's too many orders, it's
yeah,
not helpful. There's just evenly spread orders all the way through this thing, up and down the chain. So yeah, I'm not seeing any help.
yeah.
I
I'm not
actually, it's
seeing that.
right. I don't
Yeah,
know if you can show the order map. Normally, it shows you where the or show the atlas there, Carlos. So there, it's come through your break even.
yeah. It's my break even here, and it's gonna get. I'm out. I'm out. It's gonna get hard to the top side, so I am out of that. One no parts of that right there. Um.
Yeah.
All right, so we made a little, but man, it could have been so much bigger if we would have dropped lower. You want to see Atlas on which one, Peter?
Oh, on Beyond BYND. Actually, if you
All
can do
right.
it right now, it'll show you a couple
Yeah.
of interesting things. One, guys, you can see exactly where the halt is because notice all the orders shifted. Yeah, you're not going to have the history there, unfortunately.
No, because I didn't have
Uh,
it up. Yeah.
yeah, hold on a sec. Let me take a screenshot of this, and then I'll show you guys what it
How do
looks
I
like.
get more time? This is the way to do this. Is it here? No.
Carlos, I'll just
You got
put
a
this
screenshot?
screenshot on my screen here. But you can
Okay,
see,
I
so
gotcha.
first off, what I wanted to show you is if you increase the sensitivity and show you, this is the type of useful thing that order map can show you. This just looks like a mess, doesn't it? But I mean, what the point is, normally it shows you where the larger orders are in red. Look at the whole thing's red, right? Up and down the chain. The actual sale price is always in the middle of this chart. But basically, it doesn't tell you anything because I don't know whether this is going up or down. There's red orders all over the place, but you can clearly see when the halt happened, right? Because that's when all the orders sort of shifted position, when the computers automatically reset their orders. And you can see that clear line about 2/3 of the way to the right across this chart. I don't even need the time to tell me that's exactly when the halt happened. You notice how a bunch of orders just shifted spots, right? That's the type of information you can get. So this is good to, and I think Carlos, you probably made a good exit because who knows, right? Like you're just
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
the order is not telling you much. Sometimes it can be great. It can give you great information. When I was looking at things like, well, I mean, look at here. Put a live view of the Atlas here, and if you're looking at Nvidia, for example, that I've got on the screen here, I can see the closest large order sitting at 183, which is above the price. So if it's going to go anywhere, it's more likely to go that than the next largest order, which is on the downside, which is at 180. So with the price sitting just under 182, you can tell what it's close to. Does it mean it's going to go there? Well, probably not, because I don't see a lot of big orders between here and there. But it gives me some indication of what is potentially going to happen. So this is the type of thing that we use it for. I'm still incorporating it into my trading. You can see I've got several tabs looking at different offerings. I was using it earlier this morning to watch AT&T, to tell, what is AT&T going to do? And I could see on this some of the price action and where the orders sit. it looks different for NYSE stocks than it does for Nasdaq stocks. But I'm finding it useful. I'm still figuring it out, but that's what we do, right? Use a new tool, figure out how to incorporate it in your trading.
Yep, absolutely. We'll see how BYND does here. Should be opening up soon. You mentioned POTR. Yeah, POTR above the VWAP here. That looks interesting.
BYND, yes, it should be opening one more minute. And guys, if you ever wonder about that, there's no secret to knowing when it's going to open. I literally just look at whenever the pause date time stamp is on the level 2 or level 1, I guess, and then I just add 5 minutes. So I can tell this was paused at 9:41 and 44 seconds. So basically at 9:46 and 44 seconds, it should reopen. It's that simple.
Let's see. Krispy Kreme, D-Nut. Let's see, Krispy Kreme. It don't trail that well, but they got some volume today.
The other thing, guys, if you're looking at the stuff that's halted, the imbalance number is very useful. Again, level 1 data, at least on the DAS platform, tells you what the imbalance number is. Right now, that imbalance number is sitting at 1.8 million shares at $6.35. So being that it halted at 6.11, this would mean it's likely to open higher than the halt price. And which is usually an indication it's going to go higher, but not always, right? It is likely to open at that price. It could drop immediately. But being that it halted on the way up, usually you expect that momentum to continue. We'll have to see. That imbalance is pretty high, 1.9, almost 2 million shares now.
Yeah, it looks like you're gonna get it. I'm so glad I'm out of that. You might get a gap up here, I think.
Yeah, you got out just in time, which is good.
Yeah, I got out just in time, man. I also took this partial just in time. Like once you see that LU start creeping up, LD, limit down, limit down, limit up,
limit down.
People are asking about Michael. You're asking about.
All right, here we go. Here's the open, right on schedule.
Look at that.
And look at where it opened, right, guys? Like it opened exactly at $6.35. So again, you can rely on that imbalance number. It often gives you the indication. Now, and like I said, it's no guarantee it's going to hold up there. But that's interesting. Why does your Beyond show and open it? Oh, there you go. It just adjusted. That was weird.
Yeah, it probably just needs to adjust.
Yeah. So anyway, so it is selling off, Carlos. So you would have been back into your profit zone, but still, you never know. Like it gets. First halt is usually decent. Interesting that this, even after the first halt, though, Carlos, it didn't go down very much, did it? It sort of popped right up.
Yeah.
So to me, this is an immediate warning, right? If you get a halt and it continues moving in the same direction, you can usually go until the third halt when it's a warning. The fact that Beyond halted on the way down, moved up, halted on the way up, and is now moving down again, all bets are off. This thing is likely to just go into chop.
Yeah.
And you probably don't want to be playing around with this thing anymore. So it was fun while it lasted, but it's
I believe it's a short, so I'm short on my funded account, but let's see. Let's see if we're right or wrong here. But I won't take that. I won't take that trade like on a live account. No way. That is just way too dangerous. That's 30
See, because you get things like this, right? And
this
is where, and if you take, like you pointed out, you can get all aggressive and start taking too big of a size, get a 30-cent move, a 30-cent move on a few thousand shares, right? Can be heart attack inducing if you were thinking that
you take 2,000 shares thinking that 2,000 shares is nothing and you're down $600.
Yeah.
That's not pretty.
No.
Oh man, Tesla. I saw Tesla, but it's just the 5 minute looks so ugly. So I don't see a trade here for me on the 5 minutes. So friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It does help out the channel a ton. It's the only reason why we remind you to help us out with that thumbs up. Sitting at 325 likes. We want to get half of what we have. So we have about 1,200 viewers almost. If we get 600, we are doing good. we're doing our job. We could do that. All right, let's see what else we have here. Netflix, PLTR. PLTR did give us a move. The issue with PLTR that it comes up like this, and it's just kind of consolidating below it. I like it more when it dips a little lower and it just comes up with momentum. It's cleaner, but this move here is typically what we look for. So whoever mentioned that, yeah, that's correct. Same thing with AMD. AMD looks a lot better though. Look at how clean that pullback is and that continuation. Wow, this is nice. Breaking through the previous day close, now trying to go green. That is good. That is nice.
I have to admit, Carl, I'm suffering here a little bit this morning because we I did some cooking yesterday and
Okay.
I made a mistake. My like this is not trading related, but let me just share something with you. See this bowl?
What do we got here? Yeah. Is that like
So
jalapenos? That's tomatoes? What is that?
those are yeah, they're peppers. They're what the heck are they called? Scotch bonnet peppers that my
Okay.
mother-in-law grew in her garden. She gave us a plant. And yesterday I made an entire dinner and I put one this size. Just this size. In fact, I didn't even put all of it in, and it was so hot. I'm telling you, it's killing me, man. Even to this moment, I'm still stuck. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know how she grew these things so hot. But we got this. We don't know. I don't know what to do with this bowl. Like, if somebody was to like accidentally get into this bowl, like they will die. Yeah. These things are
Yeah.
so. I
Yeah.
was chopping this thing. I was trying to dice it with a knife, and like my eyes were watering so bad just trying to dice half of one of these little guys. Like it's
Wow.
just it was killing me. Anyways, yeah, these things are
Strong stuff, man.
mighty, small but mighty.
All right, let's see what we got, friends. A lot of stuff going sideways. Oakland was a great short, beautiful 5 minute ORB, but I was messing around with BYND. That was nice.
Carlos, apparently, USAM wants you to have a new partner on the show
Oh,
because he's suggesting that I eat one for the show. So I could.
no.
That will be the last you'll see of me.
It,
Like
that's
I yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Peter. He
Um
was a good man. No, we
yeah,
don't
I'm
need
dead.
that. Yeah, yeah, no.
Yeah, that like you would watch me pass away live.
That's
My
dangerous,
my
man.
little my head would turn red and probably explode.
You gotta
So
like lock that stuff up, man. I mean, you don't got small kids, but even so, somebody would come in think it's little pepper, and just grab one and dump one in.
I
Oh man,
I thought you had to do something ultra special to grow super spicy peppers like that, but apparently not. My mother-in-law, she's got a very green thumb, so she can grow anything, but still, they're just like a normal pepper plant. I don't know where she got the seeds to grow this plant or whatever, but man, these things are
yeah.
killer. Well,
All
anyways,
right,
we
what do we
keep
got
trying to give them
here?
away. The one
Nobody
plant
wants
gave
them.
bowls and bowls of these things. We don't know what to do with them all.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, guys. I don't see anything. If you guys see something, I'm looking at Tesla possible view at breakout. I know Mike was partial out on Nvidia. I know Mike took
Yeah,
Nvidia
Nvidia made a
here.
good move higher
Wow,
here.
beautiful.
Um,
Very nice. Very
Tesla,
nice.
Apple, not doing much. Not a good move today on that. Beyond Carlos, you're hanging in there on your trade.
I'm hanging in
Looks
there on
like
my trade. Yeah,
you might get the move down. Looks like it's
yeah.
it's gonna go here for you.
It'll
Go.
be a
Do it for Tess. Do it for Carlos.
yeah. Yeah, maybe I feel like taking like just a couple of shares even here on my actual account. I think it's gonna go lower, man. We might test that 510 again. Let's oh no, hold on. That's moving too fast. Should have done it. Should have done it. You spending too much time on the trigger here, man. Should have done it. Um I'm gonna partial on my funded account when I could have been partialing on my real account. That's okay.
Mm.
All right, partial here. So, oh man, man, it's gonna. I think it's Peter. I think it's gonna drop lower. I think we're going below sub 5 on this thing, man. I
I mean, that would make sense. That's a reasonable
I
place for it to be. But
what is the strategy here? What's the strategy, Carlos?
yeah,
I don't have one.
exactly.
I don't have one.
Right.
If I was not live with you guys, I would be in this trade. uh, I'm telling you right now, I would have been in this trade because I am
Really?
itching to get in. But yeah, I think we're going lower. I really think, but it's not. You guys are keeping me on. This is not a strategy, and yeah, I'm not gonna trade it. I'm not gonna be a bad
Huh.
example.
Okay.
Let's find something better to look at and actually trade here. So POTR, most of the one coming up to the VIA was a Tesla, but it collapsed, right? It kind of failed.
Yeah.
Those one,
Tesla's not. Nvidia is at the highs.
yeah, Nvidia's gone. Great trade, Mike. Mike crushed it there. Mike
You took a
crushed that
if you,
thing.
yeah, if you took a high of day break on that, it's a good move.
I think he got in VWAP breakout. He was in pretty early when he messaged that.
What
Oh,
some I gotta refresh the chat room here. What happened in there?
mm.
Maybe we can we re-engage with the chat room, Carlos? It looks like something's happened to Brian.
Oh, he was a good man.
Ah, I don't know what happened in there, but
He's frozen. Brian, where are you? All right, we'll re-engage here. Brian was a good man.
hello
All right.
everybody.
All right, all right, all right. Oh, you guys
So,
did take BYND. Okay.
yeah, Carlos is busy trading BYND in his funded account. I actually traded live as
Yeah.
well a little bit earlier in his live account, so having some fun taking the short on that. We were watching as I know Mike took a good high of day break trade on Nvidia.
Yeah.
So well done there.
Let's
I
get the
have no trades.
video. All right, here we go.
And Brian apparently has fallen and can't get up. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he hit
Brian.
the what was the something alert? What was that called? That old ad from the 80s? Help,
Oh,
I've
with
fallen
the
and I
with the
can't get
with
up.
the neck thing and the little
Yeah.
button. Yeah.
What was it called? Something alert. Life alert? Was that what it was
Life
called?
alert. Life lock. No.
Life alert.
Life
Yeah.
life hack.
Life alert. Medic alert, something like that. Life alert doesn't quite sound right, but life alert, if that was it. Anyways, it was just the ads that everybody remembers because it was just it. Yeah, there you go. That was it, Teddy. It just had like this awkwardly positioned seniors on the ground. Help, I've fallen and I can't get
I
up.
know.
Anyways, it was just yeah. Oh my goodness. Ah, the good old days.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, that's the one. It's like who falls like that?
I
But
know.
the guy was just sharing it in chat. Nobody falls like that.
Uh,
Oh boy.
Kyle, Kyle's showing those mechanical stair lift things. I made a
Oh.
mistake of my wife when she used to run a lot would have hip problems, and then it would take her forever to get up the stairs because of her hip. And I jokingly once called I just wanted a brochure so I could give her a brochure for the stair lift thing as a joke. Those
Oh.
guys called me for the next 3 years. They would not leave me the F alone, man. I was so pissed with them. Like, just go away. It was a joke, but they kept calling and calling and it was driving me insane. Anyways, I
Oh
then
man,
my wife, it made my wife laugh because the joke ended up being on me, right? I was
on
just trying to
you.
get the
You're
thing
taking the
to
course now.
her
Oh yeah.
because I'm taking the calls. She's like, "Serves you right." I'm like, "All right, never mind. I learned my lesson." Yeah. Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you so there you go. If you really want to annoy somebody, you know, call one of those things, say you're interested, and give your enemy's phone number, and they'll call them forever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, here, Brian. Brian, you're back. What happened, man? We lost you there for a bit.
I don't know. A couple times I've been on the mic and it just drops me off. Next thing you know, I look over and I'm not I'm not connected.
Connected.
So I don't know what's
You're
going
busy
on here,
talking to
but
yourself.
uh, yep, talking to myself, dancing with myself, as
Yeah.
Billy Idol will say.
As we were talking about, we'll get you one of those life alert buttons so you can hit it. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't explain it. Technology.
Yeah.
Oh, what did poet
All
do?
right. Well,
So there you go.
Okay.
It's been
Carlos
a
has
decent
got
day.
our
I got
tray. Are
a
you still
nice
hanging
long
in
on
there?
PLTR.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I am.
PLTR. Okay.
PLTR.
We got PLTR off that
Um,
179.50 level. A
okay.
couple of people traded Nvidia, which turned out to be the really the best trade of all.
Yeah, it's really the one thing that had some good solid move. Although AMD
Yeah,
is moving up now. Now that it's gone green, it looks
yeah.
like it's got a little enthusiasm
I
here.
was just gonna say AMD is looking pretty spanky.
Spanky. I like it.
It's gone green on the day. So yeah,
I don't see anything. You guys got anything good? I don't find anything I can jump in on here. PLTR maybe breaking out here.
Manny, that's what
oh
I
look at
thought
this
of.
rip
Getting to
now.
say Spanky. Yeah, I think Little Rascals shows my age.
Uh, doesn't have the volume. PLTR.
Volume spike here at 240 for AMD. Bounced off of that fairly
Yeah, that
heavily.
was a big volume move through R3.
Yeah, it looks like things are quieting down
Nice.
here.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing anything that looks like we're kind of settling into a range here on the SPY and Qs. Nvidia's kind of run out of steam. Tesla's throwing some really wicky candles. It's pretty ugly.
Yeah,
Did
Tesla's. I
the
mean,
screen connect?
it's setting lower highs and lower lows, so it's bouncing down the stairs here. But it's yeah, it's a little tricky. It's like a slinky,
Mm,
bouncy, bouncy, bouncy down the stairs.
yeah, things are looking weak.
All right. Well, that's like I said, I got few losing trades on small losers on qubits, but made up for made up for it with PLTR, which is struggling now to get above yesterday's close.
You went long PLTR, Peter? I'm sorry, Brian.
Yes, I went long PLTR. I was kind of
Okay.
watching it holding that 197 or 179.50 level, and then started to it threw a few wicks and went below it, and then sort of came back above it quickly.
Okay. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of felt like PLTR is a good stock. it always seems to find a bottom, and um, buyers start to jump in. So it always seems to have some buyers that are willing to step in there. So
Wow.
oh, that's cool.
Peter's quiet. You sure something, Peter? You sure Nvidia?
No, I'm just reading some news. That's all.
I'm
Looking at
just
photos of the
I'm
demolition of
just
the White House.
The
I'm
what?
managing some penny stock positions too right now that it's just been a great year for penny stocks. The rare earths, the AI stuff, and just just killing it. A lot of Toronto Stock Exchange Canadian. I should do a YouTube video maybe on some of these stocks that I'm in. That's what I've been thinking about,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because I know we do have some Canadian traders here.
Huh. It's not that major.
Oh, and Walmart. What's Walmart? Walmart had a news this morning. Weren't they the ones that they were halting their H1 these H1N1 visas that I guess they're one of the biggest. I think Walmart is one of the biggest um, users of this H1N1 stuff. But I guess since the administration put a $100,000 fee on that application process, they've decided to put a hold on that. Yeah, Walmart's, I mean, man, it's been a chop fest here this morning. Um, Kind of popped up at the open and really sold off hard with the market, came back up with the market, and now sold back off again. And right now it's sitting at PDC. I don't know. I don't see any way to trade that right now. I mean, it's sort of established a range, 105.75, 106.75, call it 106.60. And it is a little bit of a news, but it's probably going to just trade with the market. Um, and right now, I'm looking at the SPY and the Qs, and we're not really doing much of anything. We're kind of chopping around here. The SPY is definitely trading in a range right now, sort of 671 to 671.60, 671.75 maybe. Until we break out of that range, I mean, Walmart's probably going to trade a bit with the market. Nvidia almost threw a 920 there, came really close. Right, very close to 910 or 1010.
Yeah.
In these 920s, when you get it moved like this, these 920s almost like eerily happen around 1010.
Yeah. Yeah. See Andrew's getting ready to rock and roll in chat, so I'm gonna disconnect here so he can get on the mic there. He's got his screen up, ready to go. And Brian, do you want to join him there? Try see if you can connect again. If not, stay here with us if you're having problems connecting there.
Sorry, did you say something, Carlos? I had
Yeah,
my
Andrew.
thing turned down.
Andrew's joining in chat now. I see his screen up, so I'm gonna disconnect from here. Let him do his
All
thing.
Okay, do
right.
you want me to?
And if you, yeah, try
Do
joining
you
him.
want
And if
me
you have
to?
issues, yeah, try joining him. If you have
Yeah.
issues, come back with us here.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, friends. We'll see. We'll see. I'm searching, guys. Searching. I don't find anything. I love here, Apple testing the V up again, but I just don't find anything right now. Some of the stuff you guys called out look great, but I probably missed a better entry. So yeah, it's yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't go long BYND. That I wouldn't. I think you're just gonna get into a lot of messy situation. Me personally, follow your plan. You got a plan here to go long above the VWAP. Go for it. It is a strong stock, up 70%, 800,000 shares traded, almost 760 to be exact. So it could be something there. What's wrong with Walmart? It doesn't get no volume. This is normal, right? This is normal Walmart. This is it. In fact, today looks better than any other day you possibly have seen. This is what Walmart does, right? They're getting some action today. What happened today? They're doing something. Are they in play at all?
Well, they've had a couple of weird sideways news where the news is not about them,
Yeah.
but other companies. Today, it was, remember, Beyond Meat is being going into their stores. And then last week, it was about OpenAI. They had a partnership with OpenAI.
Nice,
So,
nice.
But you're right. You're right. Typically, they just don't trade well. It's not it's not your best opportunity.
No. When we say we're shorting, we're actually shorting the actual like stock, like with Interact the brokers. Oh, look at this break on BYND. So I'm actually shorting the actual stock. So we don't do option shorts. I know some people do that. If they go short to do it with options, I try options. It's just not. It's not my thing, man. You gotta know what you're doing with options.
Good move down here on AMD. In fact, Cynthia in our chat room called it out. She's part of our boot camp. Wasn't quite in a trading position for me, but it was a good move. Got a good move down here, $2 move.
On which one?
AMD.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. That's a good sell-off. That's a good sell-off. This could be a good view at.
Beyond halted again?
It's halted again, 673.
Halted again. Wow. Okay.
It's so if you guys went long, if you guys called, you guys went long, you guys did really good there. I don't know. I would not taking it long, but hey, it worked out. Apple. Can you give us a good view at breakout on Apple? Let's see. Moving averages are turning here, so this could be a little bit different than the last two times we really tried to test this here and here, right? We tried to test that here, didn't work. Let's see here if it pulls back and doesn't just take off. Karma BYD long at 6, look 650. You added 650 looking for 7 and 8. Yeah, this pop should get you up there. Well, I don't know about 7 and I don't know about 8, but 7 is pretty doable if we got the momentum. Like we tried last time here. Didn't really get long, it just shot back down. So let's see if it's in the books now for it. Wow, Tesla. I feel like I'm missing everything. Okay, here's Apple. Peter, have you taken any trades, Peter?
Nope, no trades for me yet.
Oh man, that's the Peter indicator. Tells you what kind of day it is. Chop. When Peter takes any trades, it's choppy.
Yeah, unless I see that trade right off the open, try not to take too many.
Yeah. Yep. Just looking at Apple, seeing if it sets up. It's doing a pullback here. If I do like it, my stop will be 260.60. 20 cents below the VWAP. Let's see. 5 seconds to this candle here. Here it is. It's failing. Let's give it a little bit. 261. Yeah, like 10. 261.10. If we can get up there. I'll go along there for the break. All right, here we are. Really doesn't want it. Doesn't really want it. That's the volume is just not there. I'll check Dina, and it's actually I could check it on another screen here. Let's see what Dina is up to. The nut, Krispy Kreme. Okay, here's Apple. Okay, I'm gonna go long Apple. Long for the break here. Let's see if we can get our setup going on Apple. We'll love to see.
Halt will be over in 2 seconds. There it is.
All right, for our long trades on BYND. Let's see if Apple has some momentum. Volume is so light on Apple, but I like it here. Let's see. Let's see what it could do. BYND's opened up. Oh man, look at this.
Yeah, Andrew's going long right off the halt. I don't know this. I mean, he could be right. I have no idea, but
right there, it's going. That's a nice slingshot move. It's risky.
The risk there, it's risky, exactly. Like I don't like the risky. That's not my type of trade.
He just needs to pop over 7. Just get a pop over 7. But you know what?
Andrew's
looking. Yeah.
And Andrew's not afraid of risk. He's like, what the heck?
Right.
It's only money.
Right. Yeah, yep. Which is important, which is very important because, for example, who asked me yesterday? Someone asked me yesterday, what was yesterday? PCT Capital meeting. How many rep months do we have a year? And I haven't had a red month this year. I had red weeks, I had red days, very bad red days, but not month. I have very low months as far as P&L, but I'm not taking the risk that some of these people are taking, right? So in my situation, I got kids, and at my age, my risk tolerance cannot be one of like Andrew's. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be that risky type of trader. If you're younger, I'm 40, 42, 41. I don't know, somewhere in the 45s, whatever, between 40 and 45. It doesn't matter. I don't keep tracks anymore. But at my age, you can't be taking certain type of risk anymore. You got to be very, very conservative. So I'll take risk on other things like long-term stuff, high return stuff they got to hold for a while. But if I was 23, man, younger, no kids, oh, dude, my risk appetite would be a lot more than what it is now. So we'll see. Okay, did Andrew survive that? Oh, he did. Very good. He's gonna get his parcels here on BYND. Come on, get to 7. If you're able to hold through that, you should get rewarded. And my Apple trade is doing nothing. What is Brian's age? We definitely don't track that anymore. It's just the thing just keeps going. Like we have no idea. We have no idea what Brian's age is. It's been around. It's been around. Uh-oh. Younger. I look younger. When I didn't have the long beard, I looked much younger. So you don't got to go far. You got to go just 5 years ago before COVID. Things just falling apart. Yeah, no, you don't got to go too far. Come on, Apple. Make me feel young. By heading higher. Check his life alert application. Yeah. No, Brian is banned from AARP. He is absolutely banned. Didn't expect him to last that long, so he's maxed out the benefits. I think they have a limit. Rocking the 80s music. All right, Apple is failing. Andrew, a couple of parts on BYND. Very nice. Here's his where's his trade? He's not loading for me. In chat, let me refresh. Friends, if you haven't done so already, we are sitting at 374 thumbs up, almost 1,000 people watching. So thank you guys. Really appreciate all the support. If you can help us get to 400, it's really our goal. Once we're there, we're happy. Just 26 people need to fall over on that button, and I did it. I did it today, so I did not slack. Not slacking this morning. Did hit the thumbs up.
All right, I was trying to find Andrew's post here. He was he had this target, didn't he? He set his target for himself for the end of the year. What's happening?
10 million, right?
Yeah.
Talking about P&L? Yeah. He put a post. It could have been one of those posts that just kind of like a 24-hour post. If it did a story, it wouldn't last too long.
Could have been. No, here it is.
Let's go Apple.
Let's call it 265. When was this post made? 2 days ago.
Mojito, how can I hold my position when it's chopping like this? I mean, I got my stop. Right, my stop is 260, so there's nothing to worry about right now. Just let the trade do its thing, you know. And there's just let it do its thing. So we're just gonna sit here. You know, we got 260 is our stop. We don't want to go in below the VWAP. There's a potential to hopefully get to the high of the day, which is in the green. We just sit and wait, man. Just let it do its thing. And now later in the day, you got to be more patient, right? There's less volume. Volume dies down on most stocks. So you got to be a little more patient. Give it a little more room. Take less shares. And just let it do its thing. Do you think excessive trade management causes a lot of small losses? Yes. Type stops and excessive trade management where, for example, like let's say right now, if I start getting desperate, it's just like, oh man, look, it's not gonna work, it's not happening, let me get out. You know, you can end up doing that a lot, and you don't give the stock and the price action time to develop, you know, and go higher. So just let it play out. Let it play out. We have our stop. We agree that we're going to risk this much in this ticker, right? This is what we agreed to. Let the rest work. Now unless we start seeing something crazy where the market starts dropping and then this starts going red and going close to our VWAP, yes, we might bail before we even get here if things start showing like that, right? But right now, it's just kind of let it do its thing. Off topic, what mic and we are using? I think Peter's using a Blue Yeti, which are really good.
Yep.
They're really, really good. And I'm using what's the name? A Shure SM7B. So both really good. This is an older model. There's some new ones now that are less expensive, that are USB-C, that are much nicer. So they have come out after COVID. The mic podcast field has exploded.
It has.
Like everybody has a podcast. Like, I grew up in New York City, so we listened to rap and all these, Fat Joe. Like that's what we grew up with, right? I grew up in Washington Heights, hanging out in the corners with the boys, not doing anything bad, but that's what we grew up with. Fat Joe and this guy now have a podcast. Like, you guys are rappers. What are you doing with a podcast? Everybody that's retired from the music industry, everybody that's retired has a podcast. The guy from Harlem, he had a couple of good songs. Again, I grew up in Harlem. I grew up in those areas. So Cameron, if you guys are from New York, you know Cameron, very local artist. He has a podcast. It's like, what? It's insane. So the mic thing blew up. There's tons of different options now. So this is an older model. You could definitely find find some really good options at a very good price. So all right. You lived Harlem for 1 year. During what time? That's important. During what year? Now you can afford the place. It's insane what you pay for one of these Harlem buildings. It's wild. When I was there, they couldn't give them away. Now you better be ready to donate a kidney. $22. Okay, all right. Yep. Much later.
Oh, somebody at my front door. I have no idea why. All right, I gotta go check.
All right, get the tools, Peter. Get the tools. I'm sure everything is good. All right, let's see here. Apple. All right, BYND. Andrew's getting filled at 720, 719 on BYND. We would love to help put together an NYC meetup. We have to do one. Oh, look at Apple. What happened? 260 is our stop right here. So if we get there, we'll bail on Apple. Clearly something is falling apart. Okay, we're out. What happened? SPY. Oh, SPY is dumping on us. All right, let's see. All right, let's see how we can join this party. PLTR, my goodness. PLTR, Oklo. This is news driven. This definitely feels news driven, guys. You know what?
All right, I'm back.
You're back? So we just got a mini sell-off out of nowhere with the market. Huge increase in volume on the SPY there on this drop, which stopped me out of my Apple trade, which I'm thinking of scalping this short on Apple. So I am thinking of going short. Apple is the only thing that's close to the VWAP based on all these trades. BYND is going the other way. Yeah, this looks good. I'm a short Apple, guys. I want to be part of this little scalp here. Let's see if we can get down to the low of the day. So something is definitely going on. I might add a little bit here on Apple. See if this sell-off continues at least to the low of the day. So I'm gonna add a little more on Apple, and let's see if I can get towards the low of the day. So, oh wow. Okay. How far are we looking to go, Mr. Spy? Oh, Spy is really. I have a Spy on the side over here. Spy is really looking to dump here. All right, let's see if so. I'm looking at Spy to see if it can drag the Apple down with it. If you're short, you're looking pretty nice here.
Oh, what's happening here on Apple? What did you do?
Yeah.
You tried to go long?
No,
And
I
now
went
you're short?
long, stopped down this crazy drop, and then I went short. I'm trying to get a scalp down to the low of the day. So it looks like some kind of weakness going on here. I want to take advantage of
Wow.
it. So scalp play, guys, careful. Flipping a position like that. I'm always very careful in doing that. So just be very cautious. I see Spy's got another leg in it. Any news? Bloomberg. Let's take a look here. Live TV. Okay, good. Spy's going red, going lower. I mean, let's see if we can drag Apple down. I guess it's 660. There it is. Yes, yes, yes. Drop. That's gonna help. Keep dropping. Let me see. I don't see any breaking news. You guys see any breaking news? I don't see any breaking news. Okay, it could be nothing, but it just seemed a little aggressive, right? For what we're used to seeing. Is BYND a fallen angel? No, 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 no. BYND is not a fallen angel. And that fallen angel play is a opening play at the market, right? So you gotta we usually won't trade that now, right? We're in already, so it's not a fallen angel. Peter has a great video on trainterminal.com breaking that strategy down. Come on, Apple. You know you want it. You know you want it, Apple.
You know you want.
You make me start singing here, right? Take it back to my '90s, where we've really had good R&B music. Now it's just, what is this? There's no R&B. Is there any good R&B music now? I don't think there is. There's just nothing out there that. All right, baby, let's go. Come on, the Spy's got to continue here. Okay, there it is. Parser right here. Partial here. And we're gonna take another one just in case. Looks like boys might be coming over, so we're ready for them. Another partial just in case we get a bounce, but we got a decent move here right now. Your son's total 90s music fan. Yeah, 90s were good. 90s. I think everybody says that about their era, right? Talking about say your parents or the 80s, the 60s were good, right? Everybody talks about their era where they have their best memories. Because usually what happens, you tie music to what you were doing, that reminds you of whatever fun that was, right? And that's usually what ends up happening. So whatever that music brings you back to, that's the time you remember as fun. All right, another partial here. I'm not all out yet, but I just want to protect myself in case we're not going to go lower. All right, here it is. Can the SPY drop some more? My God, come on. SPY's gonna drop. We just need Apple to hold and not go any higher. Just wait. Okay.
Wow. Andrew got his move higher on Beyond, so I'll give him credit there.
Come on, SPY. We need you to make a new low so Apple can feel the pressure. Let's drive the momentum. Taking too long. Man, look at the battle happening on SPY right now. Okay, I'm out. I break even. Because I don't wanna give anything back. And the SPY is bouncing. All right, good scalp. Not bad. The messy day today, though, man. It is not a clean one and done day. It's messy. We're battling for. We're scrapping. We're scrapping. We're scrapping for trades here. So 3 trades so far. BYD there. We didn't trade Tesla. Wish we would have traded Tesla. And then Apple here. I'm sorry, Apple. One stop and then one nice scalp here. Apple long now? No, man, we're pushing it. No.
Yeah. I don't know. You want to keep reversing this thing. That's dangerous.
It's not a bad idea. It's not horrible, but I think I already pushed my luck. I already went short, got what I got. No. And yeah, but there are some people that trade like that, and you gotta have a strategy, you gotta have a plan. I don't have a plan to be flipping back and forth like that, but there are people that do that. If they feel like, hey, if I need to get out here because I see something's gonna go long, then why not join long, right? And they'll, with the same hockey, they'll just have a flip, right? What you do is you end up buying. Let's say you have 500 units, you end up just basically buying 1,000. Now you're long 500 units, right? So people have that. I don't. I don't. There was some great play today, guys. Though, so Oklo was one that I'm looking at, man. This one hurts because I would have been short on Oklo today. The way this setup happened here, this above the VWAP like this, and then right back down, and then the pullback. I mean, that is a beautiful classic textbook 5-minute ORB. This is what it looks like on the 5-minute, right? So you get your 5-minute range. Here it is. Beautiful pullback, which is this one you see there. Well, you can see on the 1 minute, and then the slam down. You're long here. Oh man, That is just beautiful. It's a very, very clean setup, and then you get the continuation. And today, if you look at Oklo, it's actually not trading as messy as we've seen it above like 130, 140, where it was just kind of wild. Um, Even higher was higher than that, but it's actually trading pretty clean. The volatility is not out of control like we saw a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So I'm surprised how good that is.
Wow. Well, AMD was maybe the only trade I would have considered taking, but even that wasn't a great setup, really.
I put you on an Nvidia short, like I would have. Yeah, Peter short Nvidia. Like I put you on this short here back to VWAP. Let me show you the like right here. I'm like, okay, yes, Peter short, but yeah.
Yeah. It's I wish, I mean, it's a little early for me. And it didn't really move that high. Turns out it would have been a great trade. I mean, but
yeah,
obviously you
and,
never know
and,
that.
I called it for you even before all this. I'm like, this looks like something Peter would take. Short right here.
Well, and
just you know,
we had I said we had one of our boot campers pointed out to me. So you guys were all right.
Yeah.
I gotta get over my reticence to take risky trades, I guess. Yeah. Anyways.
Apple above the VWAP. Now that's a strategy we can actually look at. Because I believe Apple had no business doing this drop here. Only this, just whatever happened with the market. I don't see no major news release or something. But whatever happened with the SPY here caused it. But Apple wanted no part of that. They were hanging out there minding their business. White Cat Labs. I agree. I just there's like an A, B, C, D here, but I gotta trade a pattern, man. Above the VWAP, maybe pull back. It's already 10:41. Like this is late. It's just later for me to start taking trades. So how not to successfully manage a trade from a psychological perspective? You gotta believe in your trade book 100%. Just gotta trust your trade book. Once you trust your trade book, like this is the setup, this is the stop, this is the look like on Apple, right? It didn't work out, but we got in on a actual breakout. The one thing I did call out that I did not like about Apple was the volume around this time. It was very light. It was not heavily in play. So to get a breakout with light volume is it's not easy. But we had our stop, right? 260. So we knew this is our stop. We believe in the trade book. We're not gonna overly manage this thing. You can't by over managing it, you can't control what's gonna happen. You can't change what's gonna happen. So trust in the process and just let it go. And then the more you trust it, the more you do it. Yes, this sucks at first, and it's like, oh my god, it's not working, it's painful. But the more you do it, and you realize, okay, out of 100 trades, I'm losing 40, but the 60 that I'm winning are covering the 40 and so forth, right? Believing that those numbers, the probability, focus on the bigger picture. That helped me a lot, man. Just focus on the bigger picture. One trade does not matter. Nobody cares about your one single losing trade. We don't care. We care about your sample set. Show me 100 trades. Show me 80 trades, 50, 60. Show me that. Don't show me your one trade and make a whole entire plan of one trade. I used to do that a lot. One trade would be very important. It's not. It's at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, at the end of the second half, at the end of the year. What does that look like? Focus on that, and just the process. That's what matters. And patience, because to build that, you need patience to get to that point, right? And We humans, we are just not patient, man. We don't have any patience at all. We're not patient by any means. Everything's now, 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 now. Everything you could possibly think of. There's some stuff that's now, now, now you don't even think about. Like back in the days, there's no way this could have happened this fast, right? So order online. Order online was like 14 days. That was normal to wait for a 14-day delivery. You tell me 14 days now, I'm shutting down my account with that website. If you tell me I gotta wait 14 days for you to deliver something. No way. Unless it's custom made or something very drastic, but no. Everything is now. Yeah, tell me 14 days. Or unless it's coming from China on Temu. Temu could be 14 days because it comes from China in some cases. Like the leather jacket, I think that was like 14 days. Oh, the failure on Apple. Couldn't get the VWAP. It is nasty today, guys. It is not great out here. It is really, really bad. On the choppiness. Did somebody catch Andrew driving his Lambo? Who took that picture? A member caught Andrew driving in Vancouver. That is funny. That is his car, though. Who is this? How did they? They should have honked. Get out the way.
All right.
Hey, Sing. Very nice.
Oh, we got an IPO that opened. That's horrible. All right, nothing going on there. Oh, AMD. What a move, though. Why did Carlos? One of these days, Carlos, I'll actually become a trader.
Yeah. Here's Andrew's Lambo. Looks like somebody called him. Saw him driving. So it is Ambos BBT.
Oh,
he should have put a
who took that
BBT4
picture?
live. Yeah, acing. He should have
Yeah.
put BBT4. He couldn't get a 4 in there. Maybe it's too many letters. BBT4 live. BBT live. No, BBT live is good. No, it's good. BBT live. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is good. Very nice. What kind of light is this? Vancouver.
When were we in Vancouver? When was their conference? It was
BBT live. Yeah, you. Andrew, you're right. You're living it. Love it, man. Love it. When where?
BBT Life. Yeah, that's what his license plate is.
Yeah, BBT live. Yeah. Makes sense. In Vancouver, I don't remember. Well, for the event, last time we was there was for the big event, the
Yeah, end of March.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's end of March.
I had to
Yeah,
go back and I'd taken
Yeah.
pictures of his license plate, so I had to. So yeah, just to
Yeah.
confirm that is.
Yep. End of March. Very good, very good. You like the Urus? All right, so Andrew loves his Lambo Urus. It's a big upgrade. I think Andrew went from he had like a Toyota Corolla that he couldn't get rid of. What happened with the Toyota Corolla? I would have.
No, that was
it.
a long time ago. He did. He had a
I know it's a
Corolla
long
that he
time ago.
proudly
Yeah.
had for years ago.
Where's that picture? We
then
need
he-
that picture.
Yeah, I know. I don't have any proof. I just have his word for it. Then he had I think he had a Land Rover.
Land Rover,
for a
yeah.
while.
I drove that one.
Yeah,
I drove in that
It
one.
was a black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then he sold that. Welcome Val Cap to Lambos and Garbage Trucks, by the way.
Speaking of Lambos and garbage truck,
Yeah.
yeah. Welcome. You're in the right company. Yeah, it was like a family car. Like it's like I remember he mentioned like a family car. They kind of whoever came to town to visit, so the car they gave him. It's pretty nice. you know.
Yeah.
Shiloh, welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Yeah, we'll be giving actually 1050. Let's give away some books. Yeah, let's give away some books. Andrew gave me a fresh list of books. And the ones from yesterday, I'll get you guys today. Yesterday I had to rush to our PCT meeting, so I was not able to do it. But let's give away some books, guys. Let's give away Andrew's new book. Lambos and Garbage Truck members, Andrew's new book. So I'll give you a little bit of time to sign up. We'll do it in about 5 minutes. But I'm gonna turn it on now. So you want to do hashtag BBT because I see you guys already doing it. We'll do it now. So Lambos and Garbage Truck members, we'll do this. We'll be nice. We'll give five books to Lambos and Garbage Truck members, and then maybe one. We got Spanish books. We got Spanish books too. So if you want ebook, ebooks, we can do that too. But let's do first Lambos and Garbage Truck members hashtag BBT. We'll do that one in 5 minutes. We'll give that out. Then when Andrew comes on next week, maybe tomorrow, he might do a membership. So we'll do a membership for Lambos and Garbage Truck. He might do a monthly, or sometimes he pops up with this annual membership. I'm just like, dude, I love it.
No, that's his call, right? Whenever
the annual membership is it's a Lambo. It's a Lambo giveaway. Oh yeah. Are the books physical, Harry? No, these are Amazon gives us like all these codes, right? Well, I'm sure Andrew somehow pays for them, and then he gets these codes that we can give out. So it's for the audio book, which is really nice. Audiobooks, I like them. I enjoy them, especially if you're commuting. You could put them on and you're driving. It's nice. It's nice.
Hey, Carlos, you're going to Thailand, right?
I am. Are you going?
Yeah. No, I'm not going. But Mike and I are talking. Mike and I are talking online, and we'll do this live with everybody. I'm going to put you right on the spot. So, are you planning to trade when you're in Thailand, or are you just taking a vacation?
Well, I'm planning on trading. Now the problem is it's in the evening. So after an all day of fun, let's see how it goes. But yeah, I plan on trading. Yeah. Well, actually,
you want to do the pre-market show with me? We could just switch roles.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That way I can run it. You can join, and that way we'll have hopefully the secure connection. I'll run it like I did on vacation, and you can dial in like I normally do.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That'd be cool. Then we can see what it's like live there in Thailand, and
I'll take my camera. I'll take my camera, and then we can see if we can get.
That'd be awesome.
Everything. Oh no, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Absolutely. But let's have a backup. If Mike could be my backup, just in case the connection one of those days a little. I'm sure it'll be good for trading. Because just for the video though, we gotta make sure that's good.
And you have to know that despite best laid plans, there's going to be times where you're just not getting back to the house, or the resort in time to do it, or you're still out having fun. Like those things are going to happen. That's what always happens on vacation. It's no different when you're on one of these trips. So
Yep. All right, friends. Hashtag BBT. I only got 38 entries. Oh,
that'll be good. Mad props. You're going? That'll be awesome. Get some drone footage. Yeah. Feed that in. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, I have a drone, but if you bring yours, is better. This I have to pack less. But yeah, bring the drone, man. That'll be fun. I'll bring my camera. I'll bring this one here. Bring a couple of cameras.
You don't have to bring a big fancy camera. Well, I don't know. Depends which camera you mean. Like a webcam?
No. I got my DSLR. I'll pack that. I think it'll be nice. Not just for the stream, but to take pictures and record members. I want to talk to members and see what's up. Me and Matt Pross will do a video. We'll do a video when we're down there. That's gonna be fun.
Cool.
That's gonna be fun. All right, let's see. Plan. Yeah. BYND pulled back a little bit. Oklo bouncing. Apple settling above the VWAP, friends. Apple could possibly be a trade here above the VWAP. I think that Apple might be. Yeah, I think Apple might be doing something here.
You wanna push your luck on that?
No, I'm not. I'm not rushing to it. I'm not rushing to it. Nothing fancy, Rich. I have an EOS R with a. I forgot what lens this is. 70-24. It's a pretty decent lens. 2.8, I think it is. Red line, whatever Canon that is. So yeah.
I used to have a camera with a good lens. My daughter then borrowed it, and I haven't seen it in years.
It is amazing when you start getting into these hobbies, man, how expensive things can get. It's like, why would a lens cost $18,000? Not my lens,
Yeah.
but why would a lens do that? And it's crazy how it can get, right? Same thing with cycling. Any hobby, if you go down the rabbit hole, you'll definitely be paying up a nice chunk of change.
Yep.
All right, 53 entries, friends. Let's do this. I'm gonna. No, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. Thinking of going long Apple, but let's do this first. All right, let's do a giveaway, friends. Lambos and Garbage Truck. Here's the first one for Andrew's new book, Danny Deshaies. Audiobook, yes, audiobook. Welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Okay.
welcome. Congrats. All right, so there you go. Number
Congrats.
one. A Rebel. Congratulations. We'll send you a link. Harry M. Harry, congrats. I see you in chat a lot, so thank you for being active. Valcat, you just joined. This guy just joined. Valcat,
There you go.
Congrats.
Join,
that's
participate, you get free stuff. Instant payback.
That's instant gratification, man.
Instant value. Yeah, that's
Jeez,
great.
we're just talking about humans are not patient. They don't want to wait. Valcap did not wait. He just signed up. Here's the last one. Nitish Mahahan. Yes, I think I said that right. Congratulations to you as well. Guys, email me, carlos@bearabutraders.com, and we will get you all set up. So, Peter, I'm going to do it. I am long Apple, and let's see what's taking place here. How did Andrew say? So I'm long Apple for the VR breakout, and let's see how Andrew did here on his trays today. Here are the numbers. What do we have? BYD was awesome. BYD. Oh, it's in POTR. POTR long as well. All right, very good. Hopefully he's still in it because it looks like it's gonna go. All right, I am long Apple. We'll see how that. I might have to hold for that for a while. Stop is 260.50. And we'll see if we can get going here. And Peter, no trades for you today. You're keeping it cool.
No trades so far. No.
Yeah. All right.
The day is still young, but no trades. Yeah.
Valcap, you have the new book already. Can I have the old one? Yes. If you have the new book and you won today, and if you already have the new book, let me know and I can get you How to Day Trade for a Living, the older version, right? So I have that one and I also have some psychology. But let me know if you have the new one, we'll get you another one. So thank you for that. Or you guys can also give the call away to a friend, right? If you win and you have the books already, give it away to a friend. You know, someone that might be interested in learning how to trade or might have an interest in financial markets overall. Be a nice gesture, give them an audiobook. I think they'll enjoy it. So that's another option as well. All right, perfect. Thor should be on here in any minute. And today's psychology. So you got Vanessa too as well. Thor gave away out. If you're in Lambos and Garbage Truck family, Thor gave away out in our 2-hour mentorship. 1 hour mentorship to 2 giveaways yesterday. So he gave those out, and I think today they're giving away an hour mentorship with Vanessa, right? A psychology session with Dr. V. So stick around for that, guys. More giveaways coming up. Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We always like to be above 400 if we can, but definitely hit that thumbs up. We appreciate
doing
you guys.
great today. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, 460. It's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. All right, I see some people logging in. I see Thor. Good morning to you. We'll give him a little bit to get settled here. Hey, brother, what's happening?
What's up? How's it going, brother?
Good, man. Good. I was just telling people you were gave away some stuff yesterday, and today you're doing some more.
Yeah,
So,
we're gonna be doing a little bit more today. So it's important,
yeah.
but maybe even better today. So I think this
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. I know what you're giving away, so people are gonna stick around for that as well. All right, friends. We'll leave you with Thor. Have a great trading day, and we're gonna continue here in chat. If you guys want to join in chat, Andrew's there as well, and the other moderators. Head over to bearwithtraders.com, and you can see all the packages available to you. So take care, guys. We'll leave you with Thor.
Take care. Trade smart, everyone.
hey, how's it going, everybody? Good to see everybody today. Want to go ahead and let me get my share working properly. It doesn't look like it is. 1 second. Let me redo this here. Where is it? I lost it, Carlos.
Well,
Where? There he is. Found it. Found it.
got it.
Trying again. Trying again. Coming at you, maybe. There we go. I see me.
All right, I got you.
All right, should be able to see me now.
Perfect. Yep, I got it. Good.
So hello everybody in YouTube Landia. I hope everyone's having a great day. It is Wednesday. So we will have we will get the trade party going here in just a little bit. I wanted to show you all a pretty sweet trade that we identified in P Capital. I actually didn't end up taking it, but I wanted to give a shout out to Dr. V, you know, and I will whenever she gets on about this setup. It was freaking awesome. So, yeah, we'll see what happens on this one. It should be pretty cool. So, me, unfortunately, there she is. So, me, unfortunately, I was working with Peak, and I missed this trade, and I messaged Dr. V, and I was like, oh my God, this RTY trade. I'm like, I missed it. And it's so like amazing. So before we get into the things, I just have to like, can I brag on the doctor a little bit for everybody in YouTube on her technical expertise? Am I allowed to, can I brag on the technical expertise, Doc? Do you mind? Okay, 2 seconds. You can say hi first and then I'll brag. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Say hi, everybody. Say hi, doctor. Welcome. I love your shirt, by the way. I haven't seen this one. Is this new just for our YouTube people?
No.
Oh, I was just kidding, everybody.
It
It's
could be a
actually
thing.
you could have just said yes. I mean, it would have been no Metallica today. So
Oh, how do you know? Maybe I have Metallica underwear.
oh, all right then. Everyone in the room. Number one. No, sorry. We won't go there. Okay. We were gonna no participation necessary. I say. So real quick before we get going on the trades here, I want to show y'all something pretty awesome. Carlos, if you're still in, can you show my screen for just a minute and then we'll go split. Thank you, sir. I want to show you, I've been practicing, y'all, and I've been trying to work on getting my technical expertise a little boned up. And one of the things I've noticed is when you've got Dr. V's trend lines and they combine with cams, woo, you get some powerful moves. So in P Capital, look, let me go out to the 4 hour here. And you know, Dr. V will probably come on and say, no, that's not how you do it. But this is what I found. It's a little artistic, right? So what I noticed when I looked out is I saw this high and this high, and then how that correlated with our downtrend on the bottom of all of these candles here. And then I noticed that on
it's
this,
not how you do it.
and then what I noticed is on this day when we broke the low, look how aggressive that sell is. So it's like what was a good a trend that held in the beginning. Now it seemed like we were constantly reoffering it. And then when I went into, see, told you I wasn't gonna do it right, by the way. But now look how this works once you go out to like maybe like a 5 minute. Look how beautifully this just follows down. So today, when we turn the cams on, right? Look, narrow lower range S4 breakdown, and look at the correlation right there.
Yeah, but again, please don't show that because it's not the correct
So
trend.
good.
It's
So
not the correct trend.
that's how I do it. So it's
Yeah.
artistic apparently. So Dr. V, how would you do this? What would you read this as? Maybe you could show me now.
Can
we switch to Dr. V's screen so she can show me how it's done?
Hi, Carlos. Sorry.
We're gonna put Carlos to work for a minute.
At least we're at the beginning of the show. Maybe it's less annoying for him.
Good point. Everyone's like laughing now. They're like, oh my God, like he did not know how to do it. So that's so funny. But even look here. So look, yesterday when we were bouncing, we were holding like we were holding right above it too. It's pretty cool. Whatever I
Stop
found, it
showing
worked.
this line. Stop. It's so difficult for me to look at this and be like okay with it. My obsessive compulsive is
That's
having
so funny.
having a hard time right now.
Sorry, dog. I didn't mean to ruin the.
But we have a bearish sentiment, yes. But I would like to show something maybe. Hi everyone, so happy to be here.
Oh, that's funny. Please, Thor, don't ever try drawing a trend line ever again. Oh, that's so funny.
So in the meantime, you had a nice trade. I had a nice short on MNQ. Just a trend continuation trade that maybe I will show.
Well, Carlos may be MAA for a few minutes, maybe. So we'll go back to
Yes, of course.
We can pop back maybe when he comes back. I sent him a message just saying, can we toss it up? So we can go back to schooling Thor maybe if we can teach Thor how to do it, maybe other people will understand. Because I actually thought I was pretty excited about that one. Now I'm just embarrassed.
Your two first touches are okay, but the thing with trend lines is that what do we have to do as traders? Drums rolling. What do we have to do as traders? And it's a Metallica song as well, so it's easy to remember. Please, people, let's go trade. Yes. What else? As traders, we have to adjust the trend lines. Yes. Why do we have to do that? Because we have to obey the master. Master of puppets is pulling the strings. Okay. So we obey the master and we had a trend line. But the price said, you know what? I want to go a little bit above it to be a little annoying and not follow the rules, not behave, you know? So because of that, our line might not be exactly where it should. So we let the price dictate where to put the trend. So I would adjust the trend.
Look at me.
Based on that. So I'm in short NQ right now. For a trend continuation trade. So let's see.
I was hoping it was going to get a little higher. If it got higher, I was thinking about trying to play it off of S4, but it just didn't quite get there. I see where it went to, though. It broke a low at 25,190, and that's what it reoffered.
And we have, I have a downtrend since 954. So it's following this. So what do? I listen to my lines, and if the trend is down, the price should continue down. It doesn't mean it's gonna work, but I need to execute. I'm a trader, I take trades based on my setup. So we broke the morning support and we are following my downtrend. So I'm in. Okay.
So I think this is a good moment actually to remind people that at the end of today's session, I am going to sponsor an hour of Dr. V's time for
Yay!
everybody. So this is an opportunity for someone in here to get an hour of her time. We're going to get her screen up here in a minute when Carlos goes back so she can show that. But just a reason to stay away. You know, if you want to learn how to trade from both a PhD as well as a very good technical trader, you know, this is an hour you're not going to want to miss the opportunity to get to. So, so make sure you do that.
You were mentioning a very interesting topic earlier about YouTube.
So we were while we're both on, so I was talking with one of my mentees, and we were talking about just kind of we were talking about his trading, and as actually this kind of piggybacked on something that started with a topic you had brought up, which was kind of strategy hopping, right? Like not really like staying focused in on a specific strategy. And then what he realized is that he was going on social media a lot and looking at lots of different trade recaps and lots of different videos from lots of different influencers and authors and stuff. But because of that, he found that he was creating like lots of, he calls it brain rot, where basically like he said basically he would get all confused and not really know which strategy to follow, and he couldn't. And he found that, wait a minute, I'm with Thor because I want to learn Thor's strategy. Like, why am I doing all of these other things and trying all these other things? And then when he stopped doing that, he saw his trading instantly improve. So I was wondering kind of what you thought on maybe some of the dangers and concepts around, you know, maybe the overuse of social media. It's a touchy subject. We are YouTube people, so I don't want to say you guys like stop, but maybe only come to Dr. V's and my sessions and nobody else's.
I think, did you ask him why he was doing that?
Yes. He said that as he tried to improve his strategy and as he was trying to look for things to make it work, he was basically trying to find all of these extra elements, and he was really overcomplicating when really he needed to be more simple. So he felt like because of his lack of confidence, he was looking for more things to give him assurance. But in reality, he ended up just creating noise. And if anything, maybe what's the opposite of assurance right now? I just blanked out.
Certainty.
Yeah, uncertainty, if anything else, like a lack of confidence. Like he was just very like, now he didn't know what to follow, and he's paying me to come learn from me. It's like, just do it my way, you know? I don't know.
But that's the hard thing, trusting something we don't know, right? So it's totally understandable that we make fun of our charts before and the way we had every indicator on there, but it's just normal. It feels scary to go naked, okay? I mean, you need to find some kind of external factor to make you more confident in your trading, right? So you look for certainty in the land of uncertainty, and you end up confusing yourself because you look for certainty, and the more things you add, the more you trading becomes less clear for you, because now you don't know what to do. You have so many informations in your brain. Oh, I remember Thor said that, but then Amen said that, and then V said that, and then you're not taking any trades, or you're taking too many trades, right? So the idea is to go through the stages. It's okay. And then when you finally decide to, I'm gonna jump, okay, the leap of faith, I am going to execute the system, whatever I'm thinking or feeling, because I'm a trader. I execute trades based on a plan. And it's so scary at first. Guys, you are rock stars, all of you. Trading is so hard, okay?
Absolutely.
I mean, I hear you. It's hard, okay? We are there like, oh, trust your system, trust your systems. What does it mean? I don't trust my system.
Yeah, I don't trust anything. Like trust is so hard, or difficult to do, and for people to develop. Real quick, can you put your screen share up, Dr. V? And Carlos says he can't see it. So if you did share it, redo it. And then, but I agree with you so much on having the faith to actually implement, not just in the system itself, right? Like the faith that I have in my trading, it starts with my system, but it ends in I'm very secure in the reality that I can execute my system very well. You know what I mean? So, and I can do it year after year, day after day. Like people ask, like, are you worried about not making money a year from now? No, I'm not. I'm really not. Like that's how confident I feel in my ability to trade. Could something change? Yeah, sure. And an asteroid can slam into the earth too, and we can all explode like dinosaurs, right? Anything can happen. I don't live in that world, like in the what could. I live in the present and the here and the now, and what's the results of my efforts. And right now, my trading rocks. You know what I mean? But this is an execution thing. But having the confidence or the security to say I can do it. So, performance is when knowledge of ability or ability meets knowledge of ability, right? You can't just know how to do it. You have to know you know how to do it, right? And speaking of knowing how they know how to do it, Dr. V's chart is now showing. So segue, good segue.
Again, it's because we don't trust in the beginning, because we don't know the system. We have to simply execute. Simply is a strong word here because it's not simple. But at some point, you will have to become an executor, right? Why am I shorting this? Because it is following this trend, and I'm not arguing with trends. I learned that the hard way. Okay, I'm not arguing with this. Also, we lost the morning support. Okay, came on over it, failed, and we are continuing this, and we broke the pullback line. So I have a setup here for me. It doesn't mean it's gonna work, but I have a setup short there. Okay, so my profit target would be the around here. Okay, I like this support, and I don't want to be like low of the low because sometimes NQ can be mean. But that's the trade I'm in right now based on my system.
Your
Execute.
short's brilliant here too. Also, I mean, it's really, I really love how it pulled back. Your entry's so precise, and I've seen so many of your mentees. Like I know Gonzalo, that's in the chat right now, got a lovely entry on an Apple short using one of your trend breaks. It was very pretty. He sent it to me, and I was like, ooh. So it was really nice. So anyway, it's so beautiful.
So I don't only follow trend lines, I do trend breaks too. Okay, so in this instance, I'm following this trend that started at 954, but I'm taking this trend break on the pullback because I'm more bearish oriented today on NQ. Okay, so if we go on NQ on the 4-hour chart,
no reason we can't go back to low of day or ATR low. I mean, like 24,900 could be a number today if this thing gets selling.
So why am I more bearish oriented today on NQ? Because of this downtrend since that started around, Monday, okay? We cannot make a new high since Monday, and we have this support since Monday. So yes, the price could break, come back and go higher. Yes, it can. But now in this context, we could not make a new high since Monday. We broke this support. So, I mean, bears might show up, right? So that's my story behind that. To go long NQ, you have to break this downward pressure and this resistance. So you really don't have a lot of, you have like 40 points to make money here. 40 points is good, but you have to nail your entry. And
really, that's a really tight entry on NQ. You're not going to let it breathe a lot to get 40 points. Make good money on it.
And the next support would be, we had this, right? That we just bounce up from. So I would have my profit target near this again. Okay, so that's the story for NQ. Now RTY, this is my downtrend on RTY. See how our trends are different?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned like trending along. It's why I never got good at it, I guess, because I learned from a long time ago, and they said that trends that support and then go over and support from the other side can be valid to be used that way. So I just liked the way that initial trend, how they were always offering the bottom of it from the top side. It kind of just fit for me. It was fun.
But then they were
But yeah,
following
I see what
downtrend.
I see what you're seeing here, though. That's obvious. That's a lot more.
I think they were more following a downtrend on your 1 minute chart.
Yeah, probably. So
And
it lined up nice,
this,
but not right, obviously.
but you see how we can see things, right? The way we see things. And that's important. The setup I had on RTY was the loss of this level here. Okay, we're going to see how this aligns with the cams. So here
That's S4, yeah.
the story is wedgie, okay, on RTY. So we have an upside force, a downside force fighting together, okay, with almost the same kind of data. Okay, this one started Friday 10, and this one we made the high 5 days later. So yeah, like around the same time. Okay, we're fighting here. It's a fight. Okay, so the setup was to for me to be more bearish oriented until we reach this green line. This is an uptrend on the 4 hour, so it's very dangerous to be short on this line. Okay, you have to wait for the trend to break, back test, and then go. Okay,
Absolutely.
so if we go on the 1 minute with the cam,
NQ starting to have a little fun for you. What's your target on NQ right now? It just started selling.
soon. I would say
I may or may not have shorted on the pullback there because your trend was holding short and you kind of seemed really confident on it. So I actually went ahead and went 2 contracts short when it pulled back up around S6. So I'm holding those right now. So if it comes back up and makes 2 highs, I'll get out of it. But might as well, if the doctor says we're short, right? Let's get short. So I feel like making money today. So all of the, so
and I mean now it's $700 on this trade. It's great. 785.
yeah, I went 2 full-size contracts from S6.
Oh
So
wow, I'm 5 MNQs.
I just dropped one actually. I'm gonna drop one right here.
Baller.
So
So I'm just exiting everything here right now. And I'm out. That was a beautiful trade. Thank you.
never mind. I didn't drop it. I'm still holding. I don't care. All right, I'm gonna hit right there. Boom, 2,500 on the 2 contracts, and I mirrored that on all my accounts. So thanks, Doc.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Let's go back to the cams. So
What a great short call on NQ from the Doc. Man, everybody, like the thing is what's really important with your systems, right, is like for me, I couldn't really take very many trades today because my system isn't super aligned right now. So I really liked the RTY rejection earlier. It just didn't do it the right way. It sold too fast, so I didn't get it. So I've been waiting for a really nice moment, and that weak offer on the pullback to S6 and an obviously narrow range, obviously weak order book. VPA was a sell. V says it's a sell. We're doing this thing, right? We're short. Yay. Thanks, V.
the trend told me it was a short. I didn't do anything.
It's not true. She's an alchemist. She can just see like things that don't actually. No, I'm just kidding.
Like I had a mentee this week. She was like, "Why are you buying here?" I'm like, "Because it's a bounce of an uptrend, and we just broke a 4 hour downtrend, so we are bullish on the higher time frame, and the trend should hold because that's the trend's first job. So I will buy the bounce." And she was like, "Oh my God, that is amazing. I'm just executing." Like it's not, "Oh my gosh, I'm so amazing." It's not, it has nothing to do with me. Like
Yeah.
if
we're gonna argue here a little bit. It's not true. So
No,
I'm
but
on the side of your mentee. You're awesome at this. Like you gotta get some, but it is true though. It is the trend, it is the things you're saying, but your execution ability is crazy good. I think that's why you're finding your trading ability. I think like a lot of us, I've said this to other people. If I could trade like you when I was at your time in, I would be like, oh my God, right? Like I'd be so excited because people don't realize that you've been trading for like half the amount of time that I have been. Right. So if not, maybe a little less than half the amount of time I have been. Right.
yes, I agree.
So this skill set, everybody, that she brings, this is what it shows. I want you to understand this because this is what happens when you take, this is about how long it takes for you to learn the technical aspects, right? 2 to 3 years before you're going to get really comfortable and feel good about the technical aspects. And if you don't have performance issues, once you get there, boom, right? You get that. What happens is so many of us, even when we get to this point, we've got technical knowledge, but we don't have performance. And we have to build that, right? I traded 2 full-size NQ contracts there with no sweat whatsoever. Why? Working with Dr. V, right? Her and I worked together, specifically talking about topics, in order to improve my ability to go from trading micros to trading full size. What happened differently? Nothing. Same strategy, same entries, same concepts, same ideas, significantly different risk, right? So I had to deal with that. And Dr. V did help me so much with that. So technicals, performance, and Autumn, we're giving away an hour of Dr. V's time at the end of the session. So that's the draw today. So make sure you stick around. Dr. V, good stuff. You're awesome.
Oh, good job. So we had someone making 4 hours on that short. Great. All right. So if we go to RTY S4 breakdown, you see that my support that I was waiting to break before I could consider a short on RTY. You see this here? I will make it purple, so it's okay. So the purple line was the support I was waiting for it to break. This one, right? So
yeah,
this
S4
morning,
is right there, pretty much.
this morning, I identified this level because we were aggressively selling off from the trend and we stopped. They said that's the lower we will go now. Why is that? I don't care, but they did. And because they did, this is a very interesting price, okay? Because they decided, because they make all the rules, and I'm just an obedient trader, okay? So if we go back on the 1-minute chart, now I have everything I need, okay? I could also have maybe just a little upward movement like this, okay, to take this pullback into account, although it's not very strong, but still, okay, we were making higher lows, and we went above it. But when it breaks the purple line, in this case, I would only need the purple line, okay? This one is just extra to show you, but I need the break of the purple line. And then if I'm trading the pivots, I need the price to go below S4.
I love like on this how they came down under the purple line and just to be a complete rude jerk, they squeeze right back up above it and then come right back down below.
Okay, so thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. So I love that. We have this downtrend coming in this morning. I'm gonna make the trend blue, okay? So we have this downward pressure, and then we short this because we broke it, okay? Now, if the price comes back above support, should I be short? No.
Right, because you're still the downtrend.
Again, I just have this in the back of my, just to have some idea of what the price has been doing since the open. It has been going down, okay? And I want to align down, and we broke my line. So I'm short, okay? Also for the breakouts, the best strategy for breakouts to protect yourself is to wait for a pullback to the breakout level for a continuation.
Look at me.
Okay, it's impossible to protect ourselves 100% of the time. But if it breaks the first time, okay, if it's the first time it breaks, you could wait for the price to go and come back and short it then, okay? But let's say that we jumped in the first time it broke, okay? Because they know the line is there, okay? You have to remember that. So I think sometimes part of our brain thinks trading is easy. Like we think that because a support breaks, it should go forever. And it's not the game. The game here is for survivors. The game is for risk manager because they will mess around with levels sometimes the whole day. And you will lose all your money because you cannot stop from engaging every single trading opportunity or side. Okay, now we went down. Okay, I'm short. Okay, now I'm long. Okay, I'm long. Oh shit, I'm short. Okay, I'm short. Now it worked. Okay, you see what I mean? Like they know the line is there.
I think for me too, that concept of trading. So one thing I've been working on with some of my mentees about is living in a state of what I consider to be hyper awareness, right? Like when you're trading, the idea is to stay conscious, right? But I find a lot of my traders end up in hyper awareness where they just, it's like there's only one thing you're focused on. If there's a line here, trend, like if this breaks, this is what I do. But they start looking at, oh, it's making a new high here, low here. Oh, it's pulling back to this. It's doing VWAP this. It's doing all of these different things. A reason I think naked charts can be helpful because they remove, things to grab your
Noise.
attention. But, noise. But when you get stressed, remember you were designed from a very long time ago, back when this mattered. Imagine, this is how I describe this to my mentees. Imagine you're walking through the woods and you suddenly get this creepy feeling that something's watching you, right? You become hyper aware, right? Your ears get louder, your eyes get brighter, your smell gets better, your taste gets stronger, you get adrenaline, your muscles get stronger. You are certainly not thinking, right? You are doing anything but being conscious in this moment. You are full amygdala section going right, fight or flight, we're ready to rock and roll. This happens every time you get stressed, right? The more hyper aware you are, the less conscious you're capable of being. It's just period. You can't, eating and, chewing gum and driving at the same time, right? It's just these things that aren't capable.
I think we can do that.
I can't. No, some can. But some of us are more conscious than others, apparently. But I can do that one. I can play drums, so I can probably do it. Anyway, but when you're out there and you're trading, this is why mindset really, really matters when you're trading, because you're not really, your number one mission is to stay conscious, right? To stay focused on what your plan was and to just simply execute that plan. When you become hyper aware, you start looking at every little price, every little thing that happens. Oh, it's going up, it's going down. Well, that's what the market was designed to do, right? It was designed to pop up and pop down and do all of these little things. And
that's the game of trading.
Yeah.
When you get stopped out on this trade here, you went short, okay? Oh yeah, this is a retest. Okay, this is even better here, okay? I just said it's better to wait for a retest before going short on a breakout, okay? And what I would add to that, okay? If you're waiting for a retest to engage short, wait for a new low. Okay? And I'm saying this, but I want you to go back in your old trades, your breakout trades, and I want you to identify what works for you to protect you from having fake outs. Okay, knowing that it's impossible to do it 100% of the time because trading would be easy and they make it hard so that weak hands, people with no discipline that trade with emotion will give them their money. So do you want to give your money away? If you want to do so, I know two people who will be very interested. Okay, be careful. not to react too much to whipsaw from the markets. Okay, they are designed to make you lose your money. So every time they fake you out, just laugh because it's funny, because now you're seeing the game.
Yes. I love this perspective. I really love this perspective. How many times, this is one of my favorite things about when you meet up with other traders and you can sit around and talk about trading, because it immediately like devolves into everyone talking about that time the market just like does the thing. You know, it's frustrating, but it's kind of funny. You know what I mean? The market has like like this really kind of like bullying sense of humor, I guess. Like maybe maybe that sibling who loved you too much. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like just always poking on you and like prodding at you, and you're like, dude, what the heck, you know? So, but you know, there is kind of this relationship. I think where we get into it is when the things like we've talked about before, where you start looking for the market to fulfill some kind of a emotional need or cap or something. So when these things happen, you get like upset about it. You know what I mean? Like the market's being mean to me because I want to be validated by my success, and now the market's picking on me. You know what I mean? And if you let that happen, man, like trading gets really, really hard, because it's just like everything feels like an attack. And it's like, actually, the market has no idea who you are. You know, it's like not like that.
Every time you identify a level and you see price just hugging the level and messing around with the level, congratulate yourself for picking out a great level. You read the charts correctly. That is awesome. The price is not nice, okay, but you know the level is good because they keep going for it. And one side has to win, okay? And most of the time, the higher time frame has the best story, and you have to obey that too, okay? Don't argue with people with actual money, okay?
Yes.
So let's say that you're stopped out from this breakout, okay? That's okay. Is it a reason to go long? Of course not. Because I want to short this level. So guess what? My alert is set, okay? And I could be also waiting for the S4 breakdown. My alerts are set on the levels. So now I just go and make a nice coffee or take a break or call someone, and I will be there next time they come see me. Now they're not ready for me. Okay? So I let the price come back to me again. And we get the first alert. Nice.
Look at me.
Okay, I'm in. But really, this is really where they change their mind from going long to going short. So if you short here, keep in mind that they need to take that low first. Yes, you have two levels, and this level is stronger because it's a 4-hour level, and this is a 1-minute level. But they need to take that low for a short. In this picture that we have here, okay? Looking to the left. So you keep that in mind. Okay, here you have that. It doesn't mean you're gonna change anything to your plan, but you have that in mind. It could reverse on me right now, and that's gonna be okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad trader if the trade doesn't work. Or you're a great trader because the trade worked.
No,
Okay?
quite the opposite, right? I know lots of traders who make money doing some really sketchy behaviors, and it's just a setup for a really disappointing end.
But that's not a system-based. That's not
Sure ain't.
system-based. So when you win or when you lose, it's not you, basically. Is the plan worked or the plan did not work?
I like your the explanation you give on treating yourself almost like you're a subordinate or an employee.
Yeah.
You know, so and then providing the standard operating procedure, you know, your recipe for your employee, and then adjudicating them that way.
I love that. And because you're saying this, thank you for bringing this up. Okay.
I bring up great topics. I'm just saying.
If we keep the employee analogy here, okay, what happens if you are the employee and your boss comes and said, "What the hell? You lost a trade on MNQ today. What the hell are you doing?" I was just following the rules.
Yes. But so true. Like you don't have to personalize, right? Because I was just following the plan.
Not. But when we execute, we think we suck or we're bad or I don't know, like it reactivates
Yeah.
trust issues that we have with ourselves or others. It reactivates the low self-esteem that we have. It reactivates the fact that we don't go to the gym, we eat poorly. It reactivates a lot of stuff. Okay? But really, it's just a trade.
100% right. And you know that, and then on that too, we accept this behavior from ourselves, even though we would not accept it from a subordinate. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really an interesting perspective to keep there. It's like, if you're going to make the fastest progress in trading, this is big pro tip here. The fastest progress in trading will be following what Dr. V is saying here in this particular instance. Being able to separate yourself from this experiment, if you will, right? You're going to create a hypothesis, which trading system works best for me. And then you need to test it objectively, right? So, and if you can't separate yourself there, objectivity is impossible. There's going to be so much variable noise that it's going to take you so much longer. You know, I love the idea, like the doc totally talks about keeping it simple, right? Clean, almost clinical. You know what I mean? And then again, treating your performance almost if it's not even you. You know what I mean? Like it's me, but it's, you know, it's me junior, and me junior is going to trade for me while me not junior is going to observe. But that way, you know, all of your critical can happen after the fact. And while you're trading, just execute. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, at first you're experimenting to find like what works for you, and then you start picking up some rules. You go in the lab, you test the rules, and then you have some image of, is it working? What could be, but you take some trades, right? Not after 3 trades that you have an idea of a system. You let the system do its thing, like a couple of trades, like 20, 40, 60, and then you tweak. But at some point, you will have to stop tweaking because it's impossible to win all the time, right? So you have to embrace the losing part. It's a big part of the journey, knowing how to lose. We keep saying it, but I want you to fall in love with losing, okay? Because you are learning something. And every time you lose and you accept it as a probabilistic outcome, you become stronger. Your emotional brain starts firing less. And it is exactly what you need, neuroplasticity. Okay, so every time you embrace it, think of that. I am rewiring my brain for success. I am becoming a successful trader. That's an identity, okay? It's not something outside of you, it's a part of you. So, and Brian is asking, like, I think it's an important topic too. He's asking, like, what news am I not aware of that is driving the markets down? Okay, so that's something we need to be very careful with. Okay, we are day traders. We trade the 1 minute, the 5-minute chart, the 15 minutes. We are day traders. So we are first, and I'm sorry if it hurt your ears, technical traders.
Oh.
We don't care about the noise, okay? Because news can mean the opposite many times.
Yeah, more often than not, it does, actually.
So, what do you have to see, okay, is that RTY on the technical side of things, okay, I don't care if Trump said something. If we're losing the purple level, I am not long. So is it because of some news, or it's because technically we lost an important support here. And now we are hitting the trend. Is it because we have some news that we have a pullback right now? Maybe it's just because of the trend. So here, was it because of the news? We were making a pullback, a higher low that started a new trend. So before you try to understand why markets move the way they move, please stop. I don't care why they move that way, but I will align with them. That's my
Real
job.
quick, while you're showing RTY, can you scooch in on a 1 minute real quick and show what your bottom green line just did to the 1 minute chart?
Right?
I
This
mean,
or
come
what?
on. I
The line
mean,
was there. The line was there since this morning. And now if you want to engage short, you need to wait for the price to lose the green, lose the orange dotted one. And then you might have another short setup there.
yeah, but at
Okay?
this point too, you got to think in order to keep going down, you're going to have to start losing some levels. We have ATR low, S6, your upward trend. This might be a place where we just stop out or stall out, I should say. I don't know if I would
Yeah.
expect a big reversal today by any means, but this we could just chop this area for quite a while.
Look
Maybe.
how the price is now respecting my orange line.
Mm-hmm.
Until it doesn't, of course. Trend is your friend until it bends, okay? But first thing they do, they bounce the price up. That's the first thing trend lines do.
And we've shown in the order book, you know, on the visual order book, you know, because I know there's some misinformation sometimes about the power of trends. And for the record, I know tons of specialists and they all have trending algos. And you can see them on the order book when you watch the order book. You can actually see the algorithm stepping them up. And if you connect the dots, you can see exactly how it's following trends. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So I
mean,
love RTY here. I would just bounce and look as you can tell it hung up right on this line and now it's offering up. You've got your smaller trend bringing it up. Now it's reclaiming the green. I just think it was a really cool spot. I mean, if any place it could have stopped, now if you go back out to your 4 hour, of any place for it to have stopped, it stopped right there. I mean, it's you know, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. They work. You can argue all you want. I'm not asking you to be a believer in trends, but they work and they're simple.
But I
Okay?
am asking you to be a believer, actually. I think it's important. Like, not that I'm saying you have to use them necessarily. Obviously, if they're not a part of your strategy, don't. But they work. I want everyone here to feel pretty confident that what the doctor's talking about, this is real crap. I've seen this enough now that this is awesome.
And also, we kept out of trouble because I was very impulsive when I started trading. And now the lines are keeping me out of trouble because even if I want to short this doji here, the line is not ready yet to tell me you can go. I'm not allowed to go. The trend is my friend. Okay. The trend is saying something. We are going up. I don't know how long we will go up, but in this specific moment, as far right as I can go, here, present moment, this trend is holding. I can argue all that I want. I could look at RSI, I could look at moving averages, I could look at levels. This is what's happening. This is the direction happening at the moment. And look how well also we broke trend. So came on the other side of it, came back tested it. So that's you were talking about trend lines having reaction on the other side. So that's another sign here. Okay.
So trend lines in the pre-market work amazingly well. If anything,
all the time.
I would say if there's anything you're going to use in the post-market, like for overnights or for something like that, I would recommend trend lines over most of the other instances. Just because I think, you know, the thing I like about trend lines, you know, obviously it takes some time to get good at drawing them, which I haven't accomplished yet, but we're working on it. But, you know, one of the things that happens with them, and once you get good out of them, is they can become as best of a leading indicator as you're really going to get in a lot of instances, right? Like a moving average will show you something similar, but you're not going to see it for 5 or
It's a
10, 15
lagging
minutes
indicator.
afterwards because it's a
It's
lagging
lagging.
indicator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's lagging.
the trend line, you can use kind of historical information to create what I would consider to be more of a leading indicator. So you can really put together, like, going, if you were thinking about going long right here, there was a very clean trend break that occurred. You could have longed that, now be holding to see if it comes back down, get out. But you
Now it
have it
should
break.
hold. Now it should hold. Now the orange line and the green line should hold live if the trend is still valid. Okay, that's the trend's job, is to bounce the price higher.
Were you how did you learn trend lines? Were you always like, did you just find them natural, or did you study them in somewhere specific?
I cried a lot at some point, like you all know, and
Lots of crying. Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna start that tonight. I'll just go into crying, and then maybe that'll help.
and I got in the I hit bottom, really. And what I did is I said, how do I feel? I feel freaking overwhelmed. Okay, what do you do when you feel freaking overwhelmed? You just throw everything in the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. And at the same time, thank the Lord, I was listening to the audiobook of Market Wizards.
Good book.
And right? So I'm very impressed by the work of old school traders. And I also was reading another book at the same time talking about trend lines too. I don't remember it. A very old book, like very old. Like women stay at home and cook roast beef and the guy is trading, like very like whatever. So
Just kidding. With ramen? Oh wait, no, sorry, I got distracted. It's lunchtime. I'm hungry.
And they were all using trend lines. Even if you look at old charts with bars, you see trends drawn, right? I was like, yeah, markets are moving in 3 directions, and the trend is helping me to be aligned with it.
Fine.
And then I came back to support resistance, like support resistance trend lines. That's it. That's all. And then everything turned around for me. Because now I could visually see when to engage a trade. And it was so clear. And trends are a leading indicator because they are following what the price is doing right now. The price is the only indicator you need. Okay? That's what's happening right now. And then you need a bunch of line because you want to know where are the sellers, where are the buyers.
And that for me is what the cams brings, right? So when a lot of people talk about like trading the cams, this is something I want to highlight, right? When I talk about trading cams, I'm talking about wheres, right? I'm talking about locations where I expect to see activity, right? But then it's up to, is it buying or is it selling? Is there good RVR expectations, right? All of these things have to come along with that. So it's very important to kind of keep that in mind. So one of the things that I've found very useful with using trend lines is I can use them, trend lines for me don't give me range, right? They give me trend. So I get my best trades off of range. So when I combine trend and range, RTY breakdown, right? So this is when we get these really big, powerful moves. This is when we get like the S6 reversal we had a few days ago that came off of a lower trend and then rallied all day through a narrow range, right? We have lots of these opportunities that will come. So if you can combine a solid leading indicator for price movement, which I think trend lines is a really good one, I think that'll really help because there was one of our posts, it was a caterer said that they think they may need something like this because they don't have self-control. And I think this can really help with that,
I had no self-control because I'm a fighter. I take on challenges. Don't tell me no. I'm gonna get a yes, So I mean, I couldn't take a no from the charts. Of course I couldn't. or I want it to be the first, very competitive. I want to be in this short trade right now. I want to. I don't want to wait. I want to make money right now. This is an ATM machine and I want to take some cash. So I
100.
needed to lose that money. I needed to go and hit that bottom that was so painful. And every day since, I will be forever, like, I've been so grateful, and I will be forever grateful for having such a hard time in the beginning.
Oh yeah, of course. Same here.
I
I think
mean,
I think a lot of people think naturally that like I mean I can't talk to everyone about my first few years. And I've told you guys that I feel like V is much further along than even I was at her point. And that like she's like I was still 2, 3 years in, and I still remember the day where I decided to just trade everything the opposite direction I thought just to see what would happen. And I made money that day and almost quit trading. Right. So because it was, I mean, it was just full confirmation of how far I was going to have to go and how much effort I was going to have to put in. It was as close to a crying on the bathroom floor moment as I think I was going to have in there. But it was definitely me sitting outside. Like I remember sitting on my back porch, just sitting there stoic with the hand on the thing, just staring at the sky, just like, oh God, like what have I gotten myself into? But then I took my whole thing, crumpled it up, tossed it in the can, and started over, and then built a real system from the ground up that I've now been using for over a half of decade continuously.
and
You know what I mean?
again,
So it's pretty amazing.
yeah. And it's finding, so I found my system on that bathroom floor, I think, okay? But also, why it's working for me is because I am following its rules. A system, it could be great, it could be as simple as possible, and I don't know any simpler way of trading than this, to be honest, okay? But at the end of the day, if you don't buy the trend bounces, if you don't sell the trend breaks, it will never work because you are not following the rules.
So I
Okay.
think this is going to be a good spot to take a quick
Yes.
break. And because we're getting near the end of our segment, and I want to give everybody a chance to chat with the good doctor. So I am going to be a little bit of a meanie here. I'm so sorry, everybody, but this offer is going to be for members of Lambos and Garbage Trucks. So for anyone, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to get if you want to join. I mean, it's a cup of coffee to get an opportunity to do this. But you know, I really appreciate all of our members who have signed up and who are subscribed and who are in here. So this is just for y'all. So for all of my Garbage Trucks and Lambos people, hashtag Dr.V. That's Dr.V with a hashtag. And this is going to be sponsored for a 1-hour session. So you can go over technicals, you can go over psychology, you can, I don't know, just chat and hang out and be like, wow, you're freaking awesome. What a great background. I mean, I don't know, whatever you want to say. You can do it, but I would recommend like just going in there and going, fix me, please, doc, fix me. It's 1 hour. You can do it, right? But no, so it only took 1 hour for her to fix me. I don't know. Oh, Amiibo's in. Let's go. All right, anybody else? We're gonna go a couple more minutes here, and then we'll do a drawing right before the close of this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and open up. Don't forget, for all BBT members, we do have a Doctor Presents Back to the Futures at noon every single day behind the paywall in Bearable Traders. So make sure you're coming there. I'm actually opening that room as we speak right now to let everybody into it. So that they can get in there and get to it. So just kind of keep that in mind. Couple more minutes. Garbage Trucks and Lambos, get in there early. Yeah, Rebecca's coming in. All right, you're awesome. I hope Rebecca wins.
Let's go.
I shouldn't say that's so mean. Carlos is the one controlling this, by the way. So it's not like I could actually do anything.
It looks like you're clicking something.
It looks like I'm clicking something right now. All right, Carlos, you gonna roll this one for us, man? You gonna pick a winner
ready,
for us?
man. Call it out. I'll run it whenever you're ready.
D, when you're ready.
I'm ready.
D's ready.
Oh, no way.
Oh, uh-oh.
What?
This person joined today. He won twice. What a lucky winner.
Wow.
He won the audiobook earlier today
Wow.
when we gave 5 away. He won this big one. Congrats, man. Go play the lotto too.
Wow. I feel like we need to check our drawing system. This is amazing. Well,
I mean, the
congratulations so
odds are
much.
great, right? It's 41 entries. Your odds of winning are really good.
It was great odds for anyone in here, so I'm so stoked.
Congrats.
Cool. So make sure to send an email, copy Carlos, Dr. V, and myself, please. That way we make sure everything gets through to everybody, and we do that. A special thank you to our doctor. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us every Wednesday. Your insights are the best insights. So we really appreciate that. For everyone, make sure you're liking, subscribing, coming back every Wednesday, and hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week, and keep it green, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. See you next week.